over 12,000 feet. That truck also holds a certified Guinness Book of World Records record for jet trucks with a top speed of 376 miles per hour.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Rec Room. I got 3 more videos on that motherfucker. I'm just saying. Nothing, Becca? You fucking chicks, man. You suck at this.
What?
Right.
Hi. I was just excited because that's how I'm going to arrive in hell. It's my new cruiser.
Well, like I said, I have 3 more videos on that motherfucker. It's beautiful. It's got 3 jet engines and everything.
I just
Gives
like
me
the
a
fire.
big old Woody. Becca, you want to chatterbait something for me? You find me that fucking truck.
What about the
On
trans person
chatterbait.
last night?
I can find the trans for you, the transmission. I'm on it, Gonzago.
You put anything in my fucking DMs again from chatterbait? I'm blocking your ass. Blocking your ass.
Love
So, I'm your host tonight, Johnny Barsacco. And with me is Becca.
Hi, guys.
Wow, that was a bunch of shit. I'm all sweet and innocent. Also with us is our adopted child that we just can't get rid of. One low.
Yo, what's poppin'?
Who wants to get rid of him? He's adorable.
He's adorable.
I'm slut
Uh-huh. Yeah, the motherfucker that left the earliest last night from the chatterbait romp that we were doing for him.
That just means I did my job and he had to go home early.
Yeah, Bonsako, I took it to the ball game.
And also with us is Gio.
Oh, hi.
Say hi again.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, little one.
Hi, little one.
Just sounds dirty when you say it, Johnny.
Shit. That's because you have a dirty, dirty mind. All right. All right. How was your day today, Becca?
My day was fantastic. I worked. I watched the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial. They have returned from their long week off. Amber still can't act. That's all I'm learning.
Right? Yeah, that was the first thing I learned. Bitch still can't act. She did a better job in Aquaman.
I never watched it.
You would like Aquaman. Because I would climb Jason Momoa without a fucking step ladder.
I don't think Jason Momoa is all that great.
Well, that's because your taste in men sucks.
What does that say about you, Johnny?
Says that I'm a better woman than you are. Yeah, I said it.
I need to clip it.
I was just going to let that one go. So there was no interruption for that clip. Give some editing room there.
So you're not happy with... I heard that she lied on the stand today. And I'm like, she lied when she took the oath, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, the first part was, pretty much, hey, jurors, ignore everything she testified so far. We're going to correct all of that because we understand her lie was not convincing. But I like Johnny's little brunette attorney. She is fire and spice and everything nice. Like she was beaten up on Amber, which she should, because Amber is not the victim in this case. It's Johnny who brought the case. So a little roughing up was necessary, and I enjoyed it. I may have watched too
No.
much Chatterbait last night.
I was
don't
gonna
know.
say, didn't we watch her last night? Gio, where the fuck were you last night?
Mobile, Alabama.
Oh, you should have been in a Chatterbait viewing night tonight. It was. Oh.
Hey, I brought a lot of good for the bad.
You brought one good. Okay, maybe two.
I brought a few good. More bad than good. We'll just
Yeah, that I had to preview before. Go ahead, Sheila.
I sent you. It's not ham, but for later. You got time.
Did we see any ham last night, Becca? I don't remember.
I'm
I know
looking
if that chick took that fucking suction cup off, I bet we would have.
I'm looking at pimento cheese right now. I don't know why. You should see this chick's butt. It is covered in bruises. Oh my gosh, and her knees need knee pads.
Where'd you get out of Chatterbait?
Or at least
High functional.
Shio, it's headed to your DMs.
Are we gonna mention the girl that was getting double stuck with the fuck machine?
She put herself in heat.
Is that what we're calling it now?
Oh my, Shio.
Or was she? Never mind. No, we're not going to talk about her. Okay.
No, I think we need to get off of this topic.
And Becca's getting all worked up.
No, did you make this 18 plus already?
No.
Zuka put it in chat and reminded you.
We haven't done anything wrong yet.
We are talking about Chatterbait now. I think that's wrong.
All right, I'll switch it.
Okay. Goals.
Oh wait, it won't let me edit it. Oops. I have some serious cancer for you guys tonight. I'm just gonna put that out there. So Becca, you didn't watch the news today?
No, I didn't watch the news.
Well, you're gonna watch the news tonight, girl.
Oh, goody. I thought we were doing games tonight.
You know, I thought we should, but I need to get this out of my system. Maybe we'll just end the stream early and go off gaming.
Oh, okay.
Does that work?
That works for me.
Or I'll torture you for a few hours.
Is it really torture? I like this stuff.
It's gonna be torture. Wait, I am not changing it to 18 plus.
Okay,
we haven't done anything wrong yet.
Then don't change it.
Yet. I still need to figure out how to get the hashtags in though.
Now I have a goal.
What to get a chance to 18 plus. Okay. So Wendell, how was your day, man?
Pretty good. Slept most of it.
Of course you did. Gio, how was your day?
I've been in my Jeep all day long. I need a nap.
So it's been a good day.
I mean, I've driven from the lower half of Alabama to Dallas-ish. Like 10, 12 hours of driving.
Your pussy hurt too.
The what?
Does your pussy hurt too? Why do we talk to him anymore?
My butt's numb.
Your butt's numb.
That's what I thought I heard, but I was gonna leave it. Shio.
What?
What are you doing to Waba's butt?
What do you think I'm doing?
Okay. Are you at least spitting on it?
Why? That's her problem.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, now where do I go from here with there with that?
I don't know. Just bring on the toxic news.
Okay. Let me get this one set up. See, I was not planning on doing this tonight because, but it's the only thing that these motherfuckers were talking about, and it does kind of fall in line with the shit that we started last week with. This is what they actually think of you and me and Shio and anybody that disagrees with these motherfuckers. Thing was, I started off with Meet the Press this morning. I never watched Meet the Press ever. You know why? Because it's Meet the Press, and Chuck Todd is a douchebag.
Real quick, Brian, you didn't lose a wrench because you haven't been here for a while. You lost it because you yelled at the other people in chat for banning bots and then unbanning them. That's why you lost it.
Yeah.
Okay. Housekeeping.
Okay, hit him with the facts.
All right. Do we need the run up to this shit? The news report? Yeah, we'll just do that.
Okay.
And I am going to speed this shit up, guys, because these fuckers talk so goddamn slow. I'm wondering if it's because they're brain dead. And I
That's
will
a
turn.
high possibility.
Yeah, I know. Okay. God bless you, child.
Thank you.
Brian, I saw it. You can call bullshit all you want. You jumped in here. You attacked Melissa. I have the screenshots, my dude. Because I figured you'd come in here crying like a baby about it. So I was prepared.
Oh, I just got done watching this at the bar.
You went to the bar? Didn't
Yeah, I
take
went there.
Daddy with you?
I
You
went
didn't
there for
take Daddy?
I went there for cheese sticks.
Oh, thank God you didn't say ham sandwiches.
One
No,
load
that
doesn't
goes
drink.
between the cushions.
Huh? You should have won those drinks or not. I'm just
Yeah.
glad he didn't go for ham sandwiches after that bitch last night.
It's true.
Yeah, that's an Arby's, bro. I got a coupon if you want it.
Including the theory that whites are being replaced by people of color. Authorities say the gunman, who drove some 200 miles to carry out the slaughter, also live-streamed the massacre with a camera apparently on his helmet. It was the latest in recent mass shootings aimed at ethnic groups. Charleston, South Carolina, African Americans in church. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Jewish victims in a synagogue. El Paso, Texas, Latino victims at a Walmart. And now we add Buffalo, New York to the list. We've also, of course, seen a rise of hate crimes against Asian Americans as well. In a moment, I'm going to talk to Buffalo's Mayor, Byron Brown, and to New York's Governor, Kathy Hochul. But we're going to begin our coverage with our NBC News correspondent, Emily Ikeda, who is in Buffalo. And Emily, where are we on the investigation? I know the gunman was arraigned.
So those are the only four they could come up with to fit their narrative?
And one of them doesn't fit because blacks can't commit hate crimes.
Rebecca, that's racist.
What's next?
What's next?
Truck investigators are looking into this as a hate crime and racially.
Now, did it bother anybody that within less than 2 hours they'd already solved this as a hate crime after the shooting? Was it just me? You asshole, Becca.
Motivated violent extremism, and there's a number of signs pointing and explaining why. 13 people were shot between the parking lot behind me and the supermarket. 11 of those were black. Investigators are also looking into an apparent manifesto that claims that the suspect purposefully targeted this area of Buffalo because of the number of black people here. The other thing I'll point out, take a look at these images.
Okay, the AP fact checkers don't want you calling it a manifesto. They have other words. I have an article for that one too. They actually do not want you calling it a manifesto.
I find it humorous her name contains the word lie in it.
Well, it's about all she's gonna do.
Of what sources tell us are suspects' weapons. They are blurred, and that is because there are messages of hate on them, racial slurs. And the other thing I'll mention, we're learning more about this morning, are the victims. These are people who were partaking in one of the most typical normal activities on a Saturday afternoon, shopping in the supermarket. The governor telling me one of the people was simply trying to buy cupcakes for a birthday party. Another person shot and killed was the security guard. He tried to stop the suspect. Here's more from officials on that.
One of the individuals inside the store is a security guard, a beloved security guard, who was a retired Buffalo police officer, a hero in our eyes, engaged the suspect, fired multiple shots, struck the suspect, but because he had heavily armored plating on, that bullet had no round. The suspect engaged our retired officer, and he was ultimately shot and deceased at the scene.
The suspect is being identified as 18-year-old Peyton Gendron. He did appear in court last night. He's charged with first-degree murder. If convicted, he could face up to life in prison. We'll see him appear in court later this week on Thursday. Still very much a developing situation, Chuck, but we expect later this morning to learn more information on both the victims and what led up and what happened. And it's just absolutely...
Okay, hold on. Spittle, do not time him out.
Who?
Brian. Brian wants to talk shit. I'll bring him on the show. You can show him the logs, and then we can kick him right the fuck out. We'll just hide him from the channel.
I don't know what he's talking about. Logs. It didn't happen in fucking Discord. This retard is drunk or something.
Yeah,
it's
Brian.
in a chat. You dumb
and you
fuck.
were never a mod in our fucking Discord. So what the fuck are you talking about, you douchebag? Jesus Christ. God, I hate stupid people.
Keep going.
Fuck.
What's your favorite taste?
So, Brian, you want to come on the show? DM me. Hell, I'll DM Rex. You two can tag team Becca. And I tell you right now, she'll kick both your asses. You guys will end up butt fucking each other. Just saying.
I'll put your ass on Chatterbait. I accidentally did something though. Now I can't see Keever.
Did you block her or hide her? No, I can see her.
Every message on mine says message deleted.
No, she's good.
Okay.
All right, y'all gonna need to help Becca out with this one. She fucked up. And Keith, it wasn't your fault. It was her fault because she's a dumbass.
I don't know what the fuck I did. But
I see her too. Yeah, I see her too.
Okay. I'll figure it out because she's just popping up. Message deleted. And I thought it was by the YouTube mod, the Google mod. And nope. I don't know what the fuck I did. Okay. Continue. No. I'm sorry.
Spittle, with that one and with Rex, and there's a couple of others, just leave them. Just leave them.
I accidentally bopped Brian in my rush to figure out why I couldn't see Keever. She was right above him. I corrected the situation. He's unblocked.
Can you see Keever's messages now?
No.
Okay, well, I'm not going to read them to you because
I can see her in StreamYard. So be careful, Keev. I'm maybe
Stop. Keev isn't going to talk shit.
Okay. I hope that.
No, Keev, you're good on mine too. It's just her.
It's mine. I don't know what I did.
She boomered.
Okay. Anyway, continue. I'm sorry. This is actually interesting how they're classifying this shit.
No, that was my bad. I just noticed Spittle timed him out. It's like, don't time that piece of shit out.
Well, then
the thing is, here's the thing with Brian, man. Brian, he sobers up. He's a decent dude, but apparently he sobered up and decided to go traveling. And he showed up in copper cabs, just talking mad shit about everybody that was in there. Y'all are scumbags. Y'all are wastes of life. Watching this, pissed off ginger kid. He sat there and talked shit about Copper's followers when didn't you pay for his goddamn computer, Brian? You piece of shit.
Did you pay his chair?
And his table.
Didn't you offer to suck his dick?
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. All right. Moving on.
Absolutely horrific tragedy. This community shaken to its core. Chuck. Obviously, want to learn more about his family situation as well. Emily, thanks very much. And joining me now is the mayor of Buffalo, Byron Brown. Mr. Mayor, welcome to Meet the Press.
Thank you very much, Chuck.
Look, I know this is an excruciating time to be mayor and that the city's in a lot of pain.
Now, the mayor's not quite as bad as the governor is. The governor, oh my God, that's what caught my attention today was her.
Here, what can you tell me about the latest in the investigation? You know, all of it is still under apparently racially motivated. Certainly seems like we're getting close to dropping the apparently.
We are getting close to dropping that. Law enforcement has been working together around the clock since this occurred at every level, federal, state, county, city, and pieced together very quickly that this was a racially motivated attack. The individual that committed this crime drove from several hours away. They were not from this community, and they drove here with the express purpose of taking Black lives.
You know, Mr. Mayor, to sort of see this, we have this toxic stew of this growing right-wing ideology, easy access to guns, and our permissive internet culture that sort of rewards sharing some of this violent ideas. Where do we go first? How do you make African Americans in Buffalo feel safe today?
Did you catch that? That's going to be the triangle they are going to beat the drum on until Election Day in November.
Well, of course.
Yeah, but now they have Elon Musk buying Twitter, so that's social media. Guns, of course. Well, guns have been, forever. And then this, the white supremacist. Wait till we get to all Republicans are white supremacists. Fuck.
They're already there.
Let me start there.
I know they are. I know.
Well, the thing that this tragedy shows us is that this can occur anywhere. It's not just Buffalo. It's how to make people all across this country feel safe. It's not just African Americans. It's how to make people in urban America, suburban America, and rural America feel safe. The only way to do it is to really get to the point of sensible gun control in this country, to end hate speech on the internet and social media, to stop the proliferation of hateful ideology. Those are the ways that we make Black people feel safe in Buffalo, that we'll make people feel safe all across this country.
So, have you been able to spend any time with victim families? What have they been telling you? What would they like you to do?
Tremendous pain. Victims' families just thinking about their loved ones, the precious lives that were lost senselessly, the hurt that they feel, the pain that they feel, and wanting to go on because their loved ones would want them to go on. Buffalo is a loving community. We are not.
Now, can I just put out there? Shouldn't you have asked that question first about the families and the victims instead of going straight for the political bullshit and then, oh, well, I heard you talk to the families. Are you fucking kidding me? This is all a show, man. It's all a fucking show.
Well, but Mr. Mayor, I really need to know how, statistically speaking, of course, how are you planning to keep the Asian Americans safe from the African American population?
No shit. Because I don't know if y'all been paying attention to New York lately, but the Asians don't seem to be feeling too safe in New York City or Chicago. And can I also point out that Beetlejuice is instituting a curfew in Chicago because they had more shootings this weekend. You want to take a guess who got shot?
Black on black? Black on black?
Black on black children. Black on black children, man.
Known nationally and internationally as the city of good neighbors. So we will, as a community, wrap our arms around the families of those we lost. We will continue to lift them up. We will continue to lift this community up. And we won't let an act of a hateful madman bring this community down and keep our community from moving forward.
Look, there's only so much you can do as mayor. You're going to need some help from the federal level here.
You know what I want after losing a brother, friend, father, grandmother? It's to be lifted up. That's really what I want. Really takes the sting off, don't you think, Johnny?
This is probably really inappropriate, but last night we found a machine that could lift you up, Shio. I'm just saying, and it takes donations.
I'm good.
What would you like to see from the federal government to make it your job easier to keep Buffalo safe?
Well, we've seen many of these mass shootings around the country, year in and year out, month in and month out. And it's always the same refrain. People send their thoughts and their prayers. Lawmakers in Washington say that there's something that must be done. And then there are some on one side of the aisle that block anything from being done. And it seems like there are those that believe owning a gun is more precious than the sanctity of human life. So I think people all across this country have to rise up. They have to speak more loudly and more clearly that there must be gun control in this country. This is a uniquely American phenomenon. These mass shootings don't happen in other countries across the world. We have to ask ourselves, and more than ask ourselves, we have to take action to stop it. To stop it after this Buffalo, New York incident, to make sure that other communities, that other families don't go through this again.
Sadly, Mr. Mayor, what you just said to me has been said to me by a lot of mayors in moments like this. And you just pointed it out. And that's the wash, rinse, repeat cycle of Washington not listening to the mayors on this is very frustrating. I know there's not a lot more that can be done, I guess, other than rhetoric here. But is there something else you'd like to see done?
Well, I would like to see sensible gun control. I would like to see ending hate speech on the internet, on social media. It is not free speech. It is not the American way. We are not a nation of haters. We are not a nation of hate. We need to send a message that there is no place on the internet for hate speech, for hate indoctrination, for spreading hate manifesto. So I'd like to see real deliberate action taken on gun control and ending hate speech on the internet. I will be a stronger voice for that. I've heard from mayors all over the country in the aftermath of this incident. I've heard from mayors actually all across the world. And I believe that what happened in Buffalo, New York yesterday is going to be a turning point. I think it's going to be different after this in terms of the energy and the activity that we see.
Mr. Mayor, I hope you're right. I hope you're right. I keep wondering, when is the incident going to be the one that finally shakes us out of this? Mayor Byron Brown, Buffalo, thank you so much.
Thank you, Chuck.
And joining me now.
Okay, we're going to take a break for a minute. Becca, what are your thoughts?
I think they have their narrative and they're going to run with it for as long as they can until something else pops up. We've seen this over and over and over again.
Did you know that we've already had 200 mass shootings this year?
Are they actually counting the gang shootings now?
Yes. The couple of the cities that topped the list were Baltimore and Chicago with mass shootings.
I wonder why.
Why does he look like he's a long hair cut away from being a pedo?
Well, I was about to yell at him to get the dick out of his mouth. No. All right, here we go.
Maybe hold on to that.
You're gonna love this bitch, Becca.
Is New York's Governor Kathy Hochul, who is also a Buffalo native. Governor, welcome to me.
Oh, and I just want to put out there that Becca called this shit a year and a half ago when they were ousting Cuomo, that this bitch was going to come in and be even worse than that motherfucker. And she hasn't been wrong yet.
Very progressive.
Oh.
And she has a vagina. She can do no right.
Hey, bro.
I bet if we get her on a job at Chatterbait, she might be able to do something right. Or not.
She won't
I
swallow
know
it.
it's been a pretty difficult 24 hours. Let me just start. Look, this is your hometown.
Wait, you think she's a sitter?
Oh, yeah. And she's one of those that uses her thumb and her pointer finger to hold it. And then she makes a nasty face as she's doing it. Like, why am I here? But there's no doubt in my mind she wants oral.
She's a poophole loophole.
True.
So you're saying she's a big consumer of peanut butter. Gotcha.
I imagine the pain is immense no matter what. But this is your hometown. Tell me about it.
Tell us about it.
It's gut-wrenching, Chuck. This is my hometown. I've lived here my entire life. I live in the city, just a few minutes from here. I worked in local politics here with a guy named Tim Russert as a teenager. So these streets are my streets, and it is just shattering to the collective psyche of this wonderful, tight-knit community to know that there's such hate out there that someone is willing to travel a distance to come and shatter the lives of so many just well-meaning people just after grocery shopping. So no, it hurts. It hurts like hell.
This is a toxic stew of a rising right-wing extremism ideology that's out there, white supremacy, easy access to guns, and a permissive culture on the internet. And it all met together in this horrendous attack. Where do you begin when it comes to figuring out how we can tackle all of this?
Well, you're right. There's three components of this: the white supremacist terrorism, the radicalization that's occurring of our young people, particularly who are vulnerable to these evil ideas. It's all induced by the internet, and the fact that platforms are willing to share this information, allow it to be posted. A manifesto that's been out there that describes in great detail how someone wants to have an execution of individuals in a community that's targeted because it's the highest black population within a geographic area. That's all out there. And also the fact that this can be live streamed. How long was it live streamed before someone paid attention? These companies make a lot of money. They're very profitable. And in my judgment, they have the opportunity to be doing far more monitoring and shut things down before it gets to this situation. But also, it's about access to guns. And in New York, we have the toughest gun laws in the nation. But right now, we have a case before the Supreme Court that can be decided in a matter of weeks that could allow people to have a gun that's concealed, to walk in the tops behind you with a concealed weapon this time. So we've got to deal with that access to guns that's coming in from places like Pennsylvania, only a few minutes from where the accused live. And he could have just gone right over to Pennsylvania and was able to enhance the gun he bought legally in New York, but also to have an increased capacity magazine, which is exactly what we think he did, as well as just the pervasive attitude that this replacement theory, that you're going to target blacks and immigrants and Jews because they're going to replace the whites. So you're absolutely right. It is a trifecta. It is a storm here. And all of us have to be vigilant and work closely together to stop this now.
Well, let me ask on guns. It's a lot of people are going to scratch their heads and goes, wow, an 18-year-old could legally buy most of these weapons? And the answer is yes, isn't it?
Well, in many states, legally, yes. In the state of New York, what he was able to buy was an AR-15, but he was able to enhance the magazine capacity. I mean, you can't have that many rounds purchased legally here in the state of New York. But you just go over to Pennsylvania, go to a gun show. This is why when I became new governor just a few months ago, I started a 9-state gun interdiction task force, because we know most of the illegal guns being used on the streets of New York City and now in the streets of Buffalo are coming from out of state. We need a national response. Yeah. Since my time in Congress, we've been trying to get a national response. And so individual states will do the best they can. And I'm going to be proposing more gun laws on Tuesday at a pre-scheduled press conference before this event occurred. But we need other states to step up. We need the federal government on our side.
Well, let's talk about holding these internet companies responsible. Obviously, there's this law in the books that allows the internet to sort of escape liability on so many things that, frankly, we as television broadcasters cannot escape the same liability. You think they should be held responsible for the easy spread of this propaganda?
I hold them responsible for not monitoring and alerting law enforcement. That's exactly because of the issue here is that it is fomenting. People are sharing these ideas. They're sharing videos of other attacks, and they're all copycat. They all want to be the next great white hope that can inspire the next attack. We can't let that continue. And we know where it's occurring. It's not happening in the basement of a KKK meeting anymore, where you have a limited number of people who are succumbing to these evil influences. This is happening globally. They're looking at what happened in New Zealand and what happened in Pittsburgh and what happened in South. They read this. They absorb this. This becomes part of their mentality, and they share it with others through the internet. That's the responsibility of the internet, and the individuals who are responsible are the ones who own these companies, and I'm going to be talking to them directly.
We also have TV commentators and some political figures that sort of appease this right-wing extremism, sort of have, challenge anybody that pushes back. Maybe they come after it on speech grounds, freedom of speech, or things like this. But it certainly seems as if there is a growing virus on the right, on the far right here, that is spreading dangerously.
And they need to be held accountable as well. And any government leader that does not condemn this and condemn it today is partially responsible. So let's just be real honest about the role of elected leaders, and what they need to be doing is calling this out and not coddling this behavior and saying that that's just young people and they're sharing their ideas. Yeah, I'll protect the First Amendment any day of the week, but you don't protect hate speech. You don't protect incendiary speech. You're not allowed to scream fire in a crowded theater. There are limitations on speech, and right now we have seen this run rampant. And as a result, I have 10 dead neighbors in this community, and it hurts, and we're going to do something about it.
It really does hurt. Governor Kathy Hochul, really appreciate you spending a few minutes with us, and just know we're all thinking of everybody there in Buffalo. Thanks. When we come...
Johnny.
What?
Can you tell that stupid fucking flapping lips that, one, there's no fucking way for anybody to monitor every fucking stream ever. Until a gun is pulled, there's no way for you to know what the person has in mind. So fuck off with holding the social media companies accountable. Second of all, yes, as someone of age, he can buy a gun. Oh my God, how dare he? 1 and 2, fuck off. That's a dumb deserves to rot, but...
You sure you don't want Elon to monitor your word shield?
Oh, like I'm not already on a couple lists. Shit.
Okay, she lied. Hate speech is exactly what's covered by the First Amendment. Just saying, because it doesn't fucking exist.
It's a slippery fucking slope, too.
It is, but...
No, you can't say these things. Okay, fine. So you can't denigrate certain minorities. Cool. But now you can't criticize your government official.
Yeah.
But now you can't criticize.
Can't criticize your government. You can't criticize your people in the media.
Can't criticize the queers.
Shit, what's the point of having a First Amendment if we can't do any of that?
Johnny, what did we used to call keep away?
Who?
Yeah, you know, when someone had a football and you were trying to keep it away from the others.
Oh, we played Smear the Queer. Yeah, we played Smear the Queer. Why?
The monkey in the middle.
I heard a fucking the ooh shit going on in the background. I'm like, who the fuck's playing the ooh shit? And I forgot I had my Twitch pulled up in the background going through shit. And I hear ooh woo. I'm like, oh shit, not this again.
Okay. Brian, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, dude. Why the fuck would anybody want to hack your account, by the way? You're insane. Nobody wants to take control of that insanity. That's the reason you're still roaming all. Oh, no, I don't want any part of this motherfucker, man. He's the only motherfucker I've ever blocked on. Okay, take that back. I blocked 2 people on Discord. He's one of them. The other guy I unblocked because I found out he's a really cool dude, but he and I were really good at trolling each other.
Oh, Bomb Talker, you're gonna explain a relationship like that.
Yeah. So,
yeah, but you still don't look at my DMs.
It's because, you know, I damn near blocked Becca last night. The shit she sent me.
Look, I just think it's funny that Brian. I think it's funny that Brian thinks we would cry and rage at whatever logs he's talking about. Post them.
Yeah. Fuck, you're in our. He's
give
still
no
in our
fucks.
Discord, isn't he?
The screenshot of you going after Melissa and Zuka for banning bots in Bonsako's chat is in our server in general. They were posted because both of them were like, who is this dude? I just told him you were the local drunk. Kick you in the balls and move on.
And drug addict.
Go shoot up some more, post your logs, and then you know what? You can rage beat your dick with your own tears. And I will sit and watch and laugh at you because it still won't get hard.
Wow.
He's lucky he's not Asian because he could call that shit Kobe.
Kobe.
Fucking hell.
Because it's been beaten.
Brian, did you start drinking again? What the fuck, dude? God damn.
All evidence points to not enough. He's still chatting. Liver failure, make it a thing again.
He said he quit drinking.
He says a lot of shit. When do you start believing him? Never. Post it. Post it, Brian. Oh, Brian, did you leave the Discord server? You little bitch. You little bitch. Oh, I got the notice. Brian has left the building. What a little weak bitch cunt. I'm gonna post the logs and you're gonna rage and cry about it. And look at this little bitch leaving. I would run too. Vanisher did too. You guys can enjoy Copper together. No lube. Send pictures. Okay.
You done?
I might be. I just think it's funny that he's like, oh, you're gonna rage. Who's in the chat?
Raging.
And crying. Oh my gosh, you're in there. Screenshot.
Oh, now you feel dirty, Elowen? Last night you did it. The fuck?
Oh my gosh, this is so funny. I'm gonna post the logs. Post it. Oh wait, you left the server.
Brian, do you want to invite back?
Oh my gosh. Please post it. I'm a dirty, dirty girl. Yes, Elowen. Shio lost his signal.
He'll be back.
They all come back.
Shall we hear what the talking heads have to say now?
Yes, yes. Not this
Okay.
talking head, but this one on the screen. Got it.
No, actually, I'm good with you talking. It means less shit I have to watch. And I like it when you rage. Because then I don't have to.
Well, I'm not really raging. I'm just toying with him now. It's like toying with Rex. It's a warm up for real people.
Yeah. But you've got your fist ready. I know you.
AIDS
Oh, by the way.
infested cum bubble on a faggot's ass has more purpose than Brian motherfucking Keener. At least it earns its keep.
Yeah. You know, Neil, I thought about doing that too. I did. Nobody will ever hold that one against you. Ever.
I'll hold something against you. It could either go buzz buzz or zap zap. It just depends on the mood.
Okay, moving on.
Come back. Not only was the horror in Buffalo all too familiar, it is also the most recent example of a mass shooting inspired by right-wing analysts.
I mean,
Welcome back, panelists here.
definitively,
Reverend Al Sharpton, host of Politics Nation on MSNBC. Washington Bureau Chief for USA Today, Susan Page.
What?
they have definitive evidence that he's an extremist. What?
Oh, yeah.
Functional? I'm a nice person.
Uh-huh.
Some people find pleasure in pain.
I'm just a suck of the pain.
Haven't you been talking for 2 days about how you want to grind on the nuts and the penis with high heel boots?
Oh, cock and ball torture. Yeah. Brian, you're a candidate.
But you're gonna have to pay a fuck ton more than you paid Copper Cab. Okay.
Bring more booze.
Bring more booze.
You're gonna need it.
Washington Post contributing columnist Matt Pai, Republican strategist Al Cardenas, and Washington Post White House Bureau Chief
Brian.
Ashley Parker. Reverend Sharpton, we have a toxic stew here. White supremacy ideology that's spreading. Easy access to guns. Permissive internet culture
Oh,
that
gosh.
almost, encourages sharing of.
Yeah, I have to give him credit. He got some real dirt for this one.
You bring the most racist motherfucker on to talk about racist people. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Of this far-right ideology. Where do we start?
We start by changing the tone nationally. We cannot just keep going through, as you said to Mayor Brown, you've heard Mayor say this before, and the federal government doesn't do anything. Last night, when I started getting calls from our National Action Network chapter in Buffalo, what happened? And then I started getting calls from government officials. First thing I said is President Biden needs to call a summit meeting of Black, Jewish, Asian leaders and sit down and talk about the growing problem of hate crimes and that this government will not.
I think he left a few races out of that, like maybe the Hispanics, the whites, the Native Americans, just to start. Just saying. No? Y'all a bunch of racists.
Not stand by and allow this to happen. We need to have a tone where young guys like this understand the federal government will come down on them. They're monitoring what's going on and they're not going to tolerate it.
Yeah, okay. Now, can anybody find the fucking news article I found yesterday that pointed out that this motherfucker had been investigated a year ago? Because it disappeared off every goddamn website that I saw it on yesterday.
Who, the shooter or Al?
Yeah, the shooter. No. That's a legitimate question.
Just keeping it straight.
It was washed. It was gone. And apparently the guy had been held for psychiatric evaluation. So there's some shady shit going on here is all I'm saying.
He was investigated by the FBI?
All right, that's what one of the headlines was. Yes. And again, I'm like, haven't we seen this story play out? Oh, I don't know, every fucking time.
We've gone from Tree of Life from Charleston to now we're in Buffalo, and we're just putting out regular press releases rather than dealing with this with the urgency that it requires. And I reached out to ADL head Jonathan Greenblatt and others and said,
oh, great. He reached out to more racists, Becca.
Jeez.
We ought to jointly go to the White House and deal with this, because it is not just blacks. It is Jews. It is Asians. It is LGBTQ. It's hate everywhere.
Latinos in El Paso.
Latinos,
Yeah.
really Latino. So it's hate everywhere. The president needs to preside and say this can't be tolerated.
Al, on the far right, there is this growing virus, and not enough. It feels like not enough leaders on the right call it out. There's an appeasement of it, to be generous.
Listen, there used to be political parties. There used to be serious politicians who would step up and speak out against these kind of things. When David Duke ran for office, hey, I spoke out, as a party chairman, others did. It was well known that he was an individual on his own, not part of a family.
Yeah.
Now, as to the contrary, people keep silent, and that silence is interpreted in ways that are not healthy. I'll say you this, I'm frustrated in America that we're so incapable of doing things. When George Floyd was killed, there were massive demonstrations. I thought there was going to be a move for social justice, and very little has happened. When in Florida, we had Parkland, and then we had the mass shooting in a gay dance hall where a nephew of my wife was killed. There was some limited action. But when you look at this, the frustration in America has to do with the fact that horrific things are happening. Government's not doing anything, and political leaders are not doing anything. And that's what the calamity is.
And the other component of this, of course, is guns. The Reverend is right that tone matters incredibly, but then you look at how all of these hate crimes are committed, and they're all committed with guns. And this is an area where Congress has been able to do absolutely nothing.
All hate crimes are committed with guns.
Really?
The fuck you say, bitch? Last I looked, most of the hate crimes reported are, number one, false. Number two, all of them, not all of them, the majority of them is committed with spray paint, paper signs, or some form of, I don't know, intimidation that's not used with a weapon. Vandalism.
You forgot tiki torches.
Tiki torches.
Because that's going to get brought up a lot.
This bitch.
Yes, this bitch.
All committed with guns. Fuck.
And there will be, you saw people you were interviewing talking about sensible gun reform, but you look at Sandy Hook, you look at kindergartners massacred, you look at Mother Emanuel, a shooting in a church, you look at what happened in Las Vegas at the country music concert. Guns have now touched every aspect of society, and Congress has been able to do absolutely nothing.
So why do we feel so helpless on mornings like this, that we're just having the same conversation we've had before? Because there are in fact things that we could do. Law enforcement could do more to surveil these toxic sites. Social media companies could do more to bring them down. The news media could do more to cover them. Lawmakers could do more to find some kind of common ground on guns. And Americans could stand up and say, these shootings, these hate shootings do not reflect America. This is a radical fringe. Americans need to stand up and say, we won't stand for this anymore.
I mean, we've talked about this. I covered Columbine, back in when this was new. This is now part of the culture. It's a recurring thing. And Ash is right. Congress has done absolutely nothing. But to speak to what Reverend Al was saying earlier, I don't think, and we may disagree about this. I'm certain, I can have a disagreement with a lot of people. I don't think this is a more hateful, more racist country than it was 25 years ago, certainly not 50 years ago. I do think we have a segment of our political leadership that has emboldened and legitimized a very extreme and dangerous segment of our political dialogue. And they take responsibility for that. There's a culpability for that. And it is tied to the violence.
But Matt, racism has gone from being fringe to mainstream.
Yeah,
that's
for
the
sure.
problem.
That is the organizing tool. It feels like a political organizing tool at times.
But the problem is it's been normalized. You have to remember, this is...
Then stop normalizing it, Al, you racist piece of shit. God.
My bad. An 18-year-old that is accused in Buffalo. When he was 15, Charlottesville happened. The president of the United States.
Didn't Charlottesville happen in 2017? So the kid would have been 13. And at 13, I don't think I'd have been paying attention to any of this shit. I'm just saying.
No, I was paying attention to the cute boys in the neighborhood. They smelled funny, though.
You couldn't have just let me go, could you? No, Johnny, you can't leave the internet. No. I have so many other ways to torture you.
This is torture? Oh, man, I need a...
They smelled funny.
Yeah, high straight Sith male.
I would like
13-year-old boys smell like, I don't know, desperation and a gym locker. I don't know.
that's fair. That's fair.
They just sweat it.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. All right, that's fair.
Girls smell like insecurities and loneliness. I don't know.
Yeah, but you knew. Never mind.
At that time said they're good people or fine people on both sides. So this gives them comfort. That's why Joe Biden, who I believe is a decent and good man, needs to set a different tone. And we need to deal with guns because a tone was set while this guy was a kid being impressionable that this is all right to be marching and saying Jews will not replace me. That's what he saw at 15 years old. Right. And he saw it from the White House.
And there's something particularly devastating about the fact that Joe Biden said he was impelled to run for president because of Charlottesville. Exactly. And he seemed to mean that sincerely. And now you look, it's what's happening. And it feels like nothing has changed. The culture is the exact same.
It does seem, Matt and Susan, that every time there is an attempt to sort of particularly deal with domestic terrorism, this white supremacy, issue, all of a sudden there's a whole bunch of Republicans in Congress that start screaming speech.
Well, free speech is important.
Yeah.
Free speech is not a license to endorse things like replacement theory.
Right.
This terrible theory that there's an elite, many of them Jews.
Yeah, you're going to hear that a lot today too.
Actually, it is. It is covered by free speech.
How about we talk about how free speech covers your guys' pushing CRT and shit?
It covers that. It covers racism. It covers a lot. Just not.
To clarify, Becca, 13-year-old boys smell like sweat, desperation, and gym socks.
Gym socks. Well, I said a gym locker. That was. That
I didn't say they were.
Don't help her. She doesn't need it, Shio.
I was
Do
trying
not
to
help this woman.
Gym sock part.
Oh, Becca, they smell like sweaty feet's what he's saying.
They smell like meat.
I'm saying the socks don't go on the feet.
We're trying to be serious here, God damn it.
Is trying to replace America with a black and brown nation to dilute the power of white people. That is un-American. What elected official?
Chuck,
I'm as close to a free speech absolutist as you're probably going to find. But I really believe that free speech is threatened in a lot of corners of society. But free speech demands leadership. When you have a society that is free, you also have to have a society with leaders who stand up for morality and for the right instincts in the culture, so that you don't take things that are on the margins of the society, as you say, and bring them into the mainstream and legitimize them. We have failed on that count, and we continue to fail, and these are the consequences.
Every day. It's every day. Immigration is a big deal to me. For immigrant children, babies, to be blamed for formula shortage. I mean, come on. I mean, we're trying to find hate everywhere we can.
Absolutely right. And there are people on the right that are intentionally trying to create that divide on that issue, too. All right, when we come back, I'm going to talk to Senator Bernie Sanders. We're going to talk a little bit about the midterm elections. We have new NBC.
Yeah, we're not doing Bernie.
Okay, so I found 2 articles that reference the investigation from last year on this guy. They're in private chat.
To get. Oh shit, Neil! I lost your shit. How do I turn Neil's stuff off?
Private chat, and then scroll up until you hit the comment that's blue.
It's not blue though, Becca.
Or in the comments. Not private chat. What am I thinking?
Ah, there it
It's
is.
blue for
Fuck,
me.
that was way up there.
Yeah.
All right.
Your chat is lively tonight. That's a good thing.
Yeah, I know. That's why I love my chat. All right. Did you notice we didn't hear shit about these kids' parents?
I'm glad you finished that because I was like, where were you? I heard a whole lot of shit just now.
But we didn't hear anything about single father homes or single mother homes, the education system collapsing. We're not hearing about any of that shit, but they're going to blame everything else. Everything else. And Becca, it gets better.
Are so violent.
Oh, yep. They went down that road too. They
They're
went
so
down that
violent, why
road
are they
too.
easy to beat the shit out of?
What?
I said if video games are so violent, then why are they so easy to beat the shit out of?
Because you are more violent. You are a white man.
I'm a white man, just like our fucking president.
Luna, I'm sorry, but that's funny. But I'm sorry you bit your tongue. That sucks.
Ani-chan.
I'll read what he said. He said, I'm just saying I'm feeling the dumbest that you can actually be. Having bit the shit out of my tongue has been there longer than the teeth I bit it with. Sometimes it gets in the way. It just happens. I should bite mine more often.
Yes, you should. All right. So.
Yes, Zuka, I noticed because Brian is a bitch. He's always been a bitch. And anytime I open my mouth, that man just looks dumber and dumber. I've been dealing with Brian since, I don't know, has it been 2 years?
At least.
And every time we call him out, he runs. It's good. He'll be back in 6 more months sucking someone's dick.
Who?
I mean that he's rehabilitated and he's off the alcohol. Brian motherfucking Keener.
Don't ever do that again.
What?
Oh, yeah.
No.
That's how I will always know him.
Don't ever do that again. All right.
Usually it's the teeth that get in the way. I mean, it's all about perspective, Shio.
Okay, well, we have our friend Jim Acosta next.
Oh, Dax. Dax says Biden might be white, but he is all brown in his pants. With the shit that he's getting fed, I'm pretty sure it's green baby poop now.
Didn't we see? Oh, no, that was on last night's stream. I was going to say, did we see that on Chatterbait too?
No. No.
No.
Hi, Bloodletter. How are you?
All right, you ready for Jim?
I'm ready for Jim.
You know whose fault this all is, right?
Trump's.
No. Actually, amazingly enough, I did not hear Trump's name today, except for, of course, douchebag Sharpton talking about Charlottesville. No, it is not Trump's fault this time, Becca.
Oh. Okay, you may have to translate this one. Lunatic says, also very high. Was thinking that you could make a drinking game out of Tetris, except...
Fuck that!
Except with the 6 ring things that apparently kill seagulls. Why are we against those again?
Wait, what? There are seagulls in Tetris?
I don't know.
I thought Tetris was the one where you lined up all the blocks and shit. You played stacky blocks.
I thought it was.
It is.
The ring.
It's very high, guys.
Oh, okay.
Know.
You know what, Lunatic? I'm just gonna go with it and say, damn straight.
Yes.
Hey, Lunatic, you feeling better, man? I heard you weren't feeling well. I was a little bit concerned about you.
That might be why he's also very high.
That could be. Yeah.
Numb the pain with the smoke.
There you go.
Racially motivated violent extremism. That's what the Department of Justice is calling Saturday's mass shooting in Buffalo that killed 10 people and injured 3 others. Investigators are now coming through a 180-page manifesto that allegedly shows the gunman's fixation on, quote, great replacement theory, which claims the white population is dwindling and being replaced ethnically and culturally by people of color, which, of course, is nonsense. It's a theory that has been linked to other recent mass shootings in this country, including the murders of 51 people, and also overseas, including the murders of 51 people at mosques in Christchurch, New Zealand, the murders of 23 people at a Walmart store in El Paso, the murders of 11 people at the Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh, and the murders of 9 people at a church in Charleston, South Carolina. Joining me now is the head of the NAACP, Derek Johnson. Derek, thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate it.
Oh boy, more racist.
It's a terrible day for the people in Buffalo, New York. As you know, the authorities say the suspect in the Buffalo shooting drove hours to a predominantly black neighborhood where he then shot 13 people, killing 10 of them. What was going through your mind when you heard about that there was this premeditation, obviously, behind all of this?
Well, the real question is, what will we do as a community, as a society? Are we going to continue to allow domestic terrorism to dominate the public discourse every so many months? We have seen this before. The question is now what? When will the Justice Department aggressively pursue these domestic terrorist cells that are populating on social media platforms? When will social media platforms finally stand up to their community responsibility and remove these cells? When will News Corp stop funding Fox News to promote theories that only divide and create tribalism using NFL funds? We have to talk now about now what? How are we going to pivot away from this domestic terrorism that we have seen? For African Americans, we know what it means for domestic terrorists not to be held accountable. It means for us more domestic terrorism.
Yeah, it means you get to run around and burn cities down for 2 fucking years, you dirtbag. Ooh, my bad. I said that out loud.
We have.
Now there's such a thing as domestic terrorism?
Yeah.
Holy shit, I should have paid closer attention to the news today.
Fucking
I was told that was racist. But now it's racist not to. I can't keep up with the narratives. Like, there are crazy people. Crazy people will do what they want to do. You know why? Because we don't have asylums anymore. And as a country, we do not address mental health issues. So this is what you get. And it's cute that he's like, where's our investigators? Well, they're too busy protecting Hunter Biden right now, guys.
Oh, but Dax hit it. I know whose fault it is.
What?
Hashtag blame Moo.
Not the baby Mewtwo. He did nothing wrong.
Now, see, you mentioned something that I didn't hear until 7 o'clock tonight.
What?
Mental health. Did not hear that shit all fucking day. And I went through some serious trash. And I avoided TYT. I avoided those fucking crazy people. But you will see, because I eventually ended up at TYT right before the show and went, fuck, they sound just like the mainstream media.
Wow. You see, Bonsako. Hate crimes can't be committed by anyone but white people. And the crazy people are the white people.
So the black gangbangers that we see beating the fuck out of old Asian women,
that's
not
neighborhood watch. They're protecting their communities.
Every once in a while, you can knock me right into left field. Was not expecting that.
Come on, I can spin narratives too. This is fun. I like make believe world.
Wait, say that again. Make believe world.
Yeah, I tripped on that. Make believe world. It's a fun place to be.
No, Johnny.
Oh,
They're
goodness.
not neighborhood watch. They're PETA. They're trying to protect their animals from
the animals took over the zookeepers. Hate speech does not exist, Bloodletter. Our Supreme Court has ruled it as such. Lunatic says he feels attacked. I'm sorry, Luna.
Luna, you know I love you, man. Luna's one of my favorites. All right, here we go.
To come to grips with white supremacist behavior and all of the racist dogma that's out there that's causing harm to African American community, to the Jewish community, to the Latino community. We have to stand up as a society.
And Derek, I mean, you teed up my next question because, as we mentioned, so many of these mass shooters have been motivated by this insane theory that they need to save the white race. But this idea isn't something that just exists on the dark fringes of the internet. As you know, this rhetoric has been mainstreamed by right-wing media figures like Fox's Tucker Carlson. We've put.
Oh, jeez.
This is Tucker Carlson's fault, Becca.
That damn white liberal man. Republicans just embracing him as one of their own. The fuck. I like how Tucker's considered right-wing extremist now, when he's actually really liberal. Old school liberal, not the new crazy liberal.
Yeah.
Right. Not the crazy bitch you take home to mother, but the one that you do.
No, again, we watched her on Chatterbait last night. Becca.
Together a compilation of just some of the things he said on the show about this great replacement theory, as he calls it. Let's take a look.
I know that the left and all the little gatekeepers on Twitter become literally hysterical if you use the term replacement, if you suggest the Democratic Party is trying to replace the current electorate, the voters now casting ballots, with new people, more obedient voters from the third world. But they become hysterical because that's what's happening, actually. Let's just say it, that's true. We've never seen demographic change like this. It's roughly the equivalent of a brand new city of Chicago every year, a city populated entirely by poor people with limited education who can't speak English. And the question is...
I would have cut that little... If I was going to do this and going to spin the shit out of it the way they want to, I'd have cut all this shit out right here. I'm just saying. Because he ain't fucking lying. 250,000 people are coming across our border every month. Those are the people that we're counting.
Those are just economically displaced people who want a better life for them and their families. That's why they send all the men.
Then let's displace them somewhere else.
Just send them back.
How is it good for America? Where exactly is all this criminal white supremacy, this right-wing domestic terrorism that poses, quote, the most lethal terrorist threat in the homeland? Where is it? Well, of course, it doesn't exist.
And those are just a few examples, Derek. When the New York Times recently ran an expose on Carlson's record of promoting white nationalism and replacement theory, he tweeted out this, a picture of himself holding up the article, the front page of the New York Times, and laughing about it. Derek, as you know, millions of people absorb this garbage on a regular basis on his program. Fox does nothing about it. They make millions of dollars off of it. We have not shied away from calling that out and calling Tucker out on this program because what he is doing is very dangerous.
No, you do it because it brings you ratings, you twat.
And even then, they're shit poor ratings. Like, holy shit. When reruns are outpacing you, guys.
Yeah, when SpongeBob's beating you. I'm just saying.
Maybe literally, they all have a SpongeBob pillow.
Hey!
What?
Both my children have SpongeBob pillows. Don't put that in my head.
They're children.
Okay, one of them is 16.
And he's still a minor. If he doesn't burn it on his 18th birthday, then we may need to address the issue.
About this, and what do you say to all that?
I don't want to play.
These border patrol agents that they want to bring in to monitor the 200,000+ people that they said are visiting, would you call them bean counters?
God damn it, Shia. If I end up with shit all over my fucking computer, I'm going to yell at you. And that's a good one.
Well, stop aiming your ass at your computer. Damn. Bathroom bomb, Sacco.
Well, first of all, Fox News is funded through carriage fees from Comcast and other platforms. And that funding is a result of News Corp getting an NFL contract, which generates millions of dollars. The advertisers for NFL, the NFL must stand up and tell News Corp to drop Fox News, stop funding them. Secondly, all media have to create a new narrative. Every 12 to 18 months, we get more red meat, whether it was critical race theories before, replacement theory now, defund police before that. It's all red meat to generate this type of energy that's negative, that's based on tribalism and destructive to our democracy. So there are ways to get to it. But finally, if we're going to charge rappers with the RICO Act, shouldn't we be looking at the RICO Act to charge domestic terrorists who have caused harm, murdered individuals, and terrorized our nation? At some point, we have to come to grips that this is a national security issue. For African Americans, we know it decades long. There are things to be done. Is there the political will to make it happen?
I'm sorry. His bottom lip is just hypnotizing me.
You're racist. Did he just say defund the police like it was a right idea?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
sorry,
how
Joe.
are we going to get away with all of the crimes?
Lunatic, I'm with you. Return them without parachutes.
No, Pear, he has it sped up.
Yeah, I have it sped up. These fuckers talk way too slow for me. I'm sorry. If y'all need me to slow it down, though, I will. I don't have a problem doing that. I'm just trying to get through this dog shit.
Straight Sith male. No, he was a right-wing extremist. Oh my gosh, read the papers.
Maybe like you, he decided to pay attention to something else. You got a day off yesterday. And we didn't do furries yesterday.
Good.
Oh.
You can tell he's white because they're still talking about him.
You ain't wrong on
But
that one.
yeah, but not every white person is right wing. What happened to all the white sympathizers? The white allies.
Oh, well, they don't want to hear from
Allies.
them. No, them motherfuckers, they don't want to hear from. They just want to use them as shields when they go out and burn down cities. Remember, Becca, you need to stand in front of us so we don't get shot by the rubber bullets.
Oh, Joke. Joke says he has lips like pedals. Bicycle pedals.
Space, in the political space, and in the community space. We must demand more and different.
And Derek, it's happening up on Capitol Hill too. I mean, Adam Kinzinger is calling out the number 3 Republican in the House, Elise Stefanik. She has been essentially peddling this great replacement theory too. Here's Adam Kinzinger. Did you know Stefanik pushes white replacement theory? The number 3 in the House GOP, Liz Cheney, got removed for demanding truth. GOP leader talking about Kevin McCarthy here should be asked about this. Are you worried about the direction that we're heading? It's not just on Fox; it's happening in Congress.
Okay. Let's explain this for the stupid people. Not my chat, mind you. The stupid people on the left. The great replacement theory they're talking about is the voter replacement. It's not white replacement. It's voter replacement. Democrats don't give a fuck what color these people are. They just know if they bring in a bunch of people from these third world country shitholes and vote to make them citizens, these people most likely are going to vote for them. That's what they're talking about. Do most white people sit in their fucking beds at night going, oh my God, we're going to be replaced? Fuck no.
If I thought that, I wouldn't have married a Mexican and had 2 babies.
I wouldn't live in California.
Fuck.
So,
well, I mean, you shouldn't be living in California anyway.
Yeah, I know
True.
I should, but I don't know. So again, it's not we're worried about the brown and the black and the yellow and the red replacing us. What we're worried about is a bunch of motherfuckers that don't belong here moving in and replacing us.
The only people worrying about the Browns are Clevelanders and Joe Biden.
On soccer, worry about his street cred.
Yeah, because they got rid of the fucking Indians.
Excuse me, they're the Guardians now.
Yeah, I know. The Guardians have replaced the Indians. Couldn't have gone with a more white name than that one, Shio.
The Guardians of the Lessers.
And social media platforms. The question is, what type of America do we really want? Do we want to allow people to use this red meat to try to get tax possession, or do we want to pull this nation together and focus on the external threats as opposed to allowing the internal threats to continue to pull us apart? That's the real question for all of us.
You mean like the external threat of 3 million crossing our border every fucking year? The Mexican drug cartels running children across the border so that they can, I don't know, bring drugs into the fuck. Is that what you're talking about? Because we had a president who knew how to deal with that, but y'all wouldn't let him. You called him racist.
No, sir. That's not what they're talking about. No.
Oh,
Look the
different?
other way. Look the other way.
Okay, I got 2 ways to look. I got Puerto Rico and Hawaii on my coast. What do you want? Am I supposed to start yelling at the Puerto Ricans, or am I supposed to start yelling at? I'll go with the Puerto Ricans. I know Samoans. They're big people.
No. They want you to look down at your phone on TikTok and enjoy the foot fetish that is over there. And the teachers telling you how they own your children now. And you're just looking in the wrong places, Bonsaka.
Hell yeah.
That is some fantastic commentary, one low.
Oh, I just got back.
Well, it's
my
very
brother
dangerous, and people who
barricaded
have
his door so I
opposition-
wouldn't get in.
What, are you standing naked in front of his door with the jar
No,
of
I'm trying to get the
Vaseline?
phone charger, but he's in there. I said wrap it up. And he says something. I said that's why she's inbred, and we kept walking.
You know, it just hit me. Johnny can't really do a D's nuts joke.
Positions of power, positions of
He's
influence,
nuts.
use those positions in ways that
Got
animate
him.
terrorists, domestic terrorists, to inflict the kind of harm that we saw in Buffalo. It is just despicable. Derek Johnson, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. We appreciate it.
The New York Attorney General Letitia James with us about that huge price. Thank you for being with us. You talked today about this daily diet.
Okay, we're done with you.
I've been done. 2 seconds. New record.
Well, I have a palate cleanser.
Titties?
I hate YouTube shorts. I'm just saying.
I know. I can hear it. And true, straight Sith Mel. Shit, we could have built our wall 100 times over with all the money that we sent to Israel to build theirs.
Or Ukraine.
Well, that's what he mentioned was Ukraine.
Okay. Cenk Uygur is going to explain to us.
Oh, Chunky! Which horse
Okay.
did he mount today?
He's talking about 23% of Republicans.
3% of Republicans believe that the Democrats are led by a satanic cult that is kidnapping children, leading a pedophile ring, and drinking their blood. I'm not joking. 23% of the Republican Party believes that. That is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. One side.
I know a lot of people in the Republican Party. They don't believe that.
Okay,
Get the dick
so
out of your mouth.
talk about the other 67%.
Well, we're going to talk about the other
Is that the right
67% for the
percentage?
rest of the night. Yes. No, 77%.
77.
But
Whatever.
Becca, three
You
of
math for
most
shit.
people are women.
Side has lost their freaking mind. The other side says, hey, can we get health care for everybody like every other developed nation? Can we get a livable wage? We want higher wages and more health care for everybody. And we're nuts? No. 20.
I wouldn't want to see his vet bill.
God.
Elowen, I would say goats, but since he's been in this country, he moved up. It's horses. He's talked about fucking horses. As long as it's for their pleasure, of course.
So he's not the only one that wants to climb something without a step ladder.
Like, I want to climb trees.
The nightclub in Dallas?
Chunk is not a tree. It's a fucking mud hut.
Okay.
I don't like mud. Hey, go, man.
Hey, goat man, how you doing, man? Okay, I have a new one for you, Becca. He's going to explain to you why Tucker Carlson has blood on his hands. Oh, is he sped up? No. Again, these guys talk really slow. Turn on the closed caption for you guys.
America suffered yet another weekend of mass shootings. Obviously, the big one in Buffalo that killed 10 people with a 180-page manifesto left by the shooter, specifically and multiple times mentioning white replacement theory. The other mass shootings, you had one in California at a church, you had one over in Milwaukee, but it's the Buffalo one, obviously, that has gained the most attention. Most people died in that, or it had more people die in that one, excuse me. But it's the manifesto left by this shooter. This was clearly a racially motivated shooting. The man drove 3.5 hours to go to a Buffalo, New York grocery store where he murdered 10 people, almost all of them African-American. A lot of them actually elderly as well. And that manifesto, where he repeatedly talks about this white replacement theory, there were actually portions of it that people have pointed out are almost, not quite, but almost word for word, what Tucker Carlson has said over the years in books and on his program. In my opinion, based on what we know from this manifesto and based on what we've seen from Tucker Carlson has blood on his hands. Oh, there's plenty of people on the right that have blood on their hands this morning, but I don't think anybody has more than Tucker Carlson.
Becca,
Yes.
do you have blood on your hands?
Do you want the answer?
No.
Language.
I really should have thought about that one before I asked it.
1 week a month, sometimes.
Well, I was going to go off into a joke about the girl with the fuck machine, but you broke that one, Becca.
I'm sorry, I break them all. No, girl, don't do one. Do two. It'll be fun.
Melissa, where the fuck were you last night? You were
was
the
doing
only
karaoke.
thing missing from our party.
She was
Rude.
karaoke night.
All right, Melissa, we'll have to set up a chatterbait party for you and just you. And Moo. Oh, okay. I got to tell you all a story, and we'll get back to this twat in a minute. This is your palate cleanser too. So I told Moo, don't go into the voice chat tonight, and he just looked at me like, why? Because Becca's throwing a chatterbait party, and he went, gotcha. Well, apparently, he did open up Discord just to see what was going on, and he went, Dad, how many people showed up last night? He goes, there were so many people in there. And I'm like, I know.
It was fun.
It's like, I respected. He was going to start banning everybody that was in the Discord last night. He's like, degenerate, degenerate, degenerate. That's your child. Just saying.
Which the shooter used almost mirrors the language used by Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson may not have fired the shots. He may not have told the man to go and do this. But the words that man speaks every night on his program to the largest cable news audience in the United States, that helped push this man over the edge. It's helped push so many others over the edge. And again, it's not just Tucker. Elise Stefanik, there's already threads on social media about all of the time she has parroted this white replacement theory talking point. Other lawmakers have as well, other members of right-wing media, Charlie Kirk, sent a tweet out not long ago saying that there's definitely a war on white people here in the United States. And all of these talking points
Charlie Kirk's
radicalize people to do what this shooter did in Buffalo this past weekend. All of it, every bit of it. Their hands are not clean in this matter, and this is not something we can just shrug our shoulders and say, oh, well, what can you do, right? They have freedom of speech. They're allowed to say these things. Hell yeah, they are. The laws need to be changed. Not saying we need to silence them, but I am saying that the family should be able to hold these people accountable. We should be able to sue these people. And under current U.S. law, obviously, we cannot do that. And that's why I say the laws need to be changed. It's not until these people suffer significant financial losses that we might be able to get them to wake up to understand that their words have consequences. You know, the pro-life party, the so-called pro-life party, has been awfully silent about what took place in Buffalo. A couple of them have obviously done their thoughts and prayers. Oh, it's tragic. Oh, it's terrible. But they have completely ignored the 180-page manifesto from this racist individual. And of course, new reports continue to come out saying that had he not been caught, he had planned on continuing his rampage. But it all comes back to those words that these individuals use. Those words are radicalizing words. Those theories that they're putting forth, which of course have no basis in reality, that sets these little fragile white men off. And they go and commit these horrific acts. That's what happened this past weekend. And until we can hold the individuals accountable for their words, until we can make them pay, literally pay, for the damage that their words cause, I'm afraid we will continue to see more of this across the United States.
I got $1.
Fuck him and his bald ass.
Scratch that 50 cent. I want a gumball.
Laws need to be changed. So you can point your finger and call everybody a fucking racist, and then all of a sudden they're tied up in legal battles.
No, it's not racist. It's little white folks.
Hey, Ghost Dog, how you doing, man?
Fucking retarded. Ghost Dog, thank you
Yay!
for your donation
Ghost
the
Dog's
other
here.
night. I appreciate your donation. I keep missing them because you go straight to PayPal, which is not a bad thing.
How come you never put your shit in the chat so I can pin it?
Because this is your channel. How come you haven't created your own Streamlabs to
Because
chill?
the rule is 350.
What?
I don't know. It's the rule that you and Irate and Moo and I came up with a long time ago. 350 was a good number.
As
Oh,
in 350 subscribers.
yeah.
Yeah. Ah, Uzi.
But think of all the racist things I could make you say.
Yeah. No, unlike Monkey, I will be reading every goddamn thing you send me, Shio. Holy hell.
I
saying that's a better option than DMs. Got it.
I mean, Monkey and Jack are the ones that told me to create the Streamlabs before I hit my 350. They told me I was dumb. Because I didn't have one.
Yeah, that actually sounds like them. Okay, yeah.
Because I told Monkey, I was like, no, I was going to wait until I had 350 subscribers to the channel. And he's like, Becca, it's just dumb. And Jack was like, yeah, who would do that? And Monkey's like, well, I mean, she is woman. And then they both had a good laugh.
Wow.
What?
Really?
It's Monkey and Jack.
Yeah, that's.
I mean,
that was a fun show.
Hey, they're not wrong. I noticed you haven't been on since.
No, that was when they came on my channel. On my show.
Oh, I noticed they haven't been on since.
No, I don't have guests anymore because
there's maybe a better way to say that, Becca.
What?
No, there's not.
They
No, there's
came onto
not.
my channel.
Come on, I was trying to distract her from that. God damn it, Chio.
The last time they came on my channel,
it was a good time. What? Deep sighs over here.
Machines involved?
No, and no blood moons or whatever the hell it was last night, the night before.
My children went and watched it.
What? The moon?
Yeah, Moo was going to join us, and then he heard you talking, and he went, I heard there was an eclipse tonight. I'm going to go look at that.
I have some lint to pick out of my
I'm working on it, Ryan. Hey, I set up my Twitch because I'm thinking I'm going to move from YouTube to Twitch.
I'm thinking we're all thinking that. Right? Yeah, Uzi. I'm surprised it took them more than, 12 hours. But they were calling. Actually, no, they were calling him out yesterday.
Oh yeah, they were geared up. They had the articles already pre-written.
Yeah.
They
They
blank
did
for the name and the age.
Yeah.
Just, praying to the mass shooter gods that the next one would be a white guy that does it.
And again, if I find out, because like I said, the article was scrubbed from every website I saw it on yesterday. And like I said, I saw a headline saying that the guy was being investigated a year ago. Now, if I find out that's true, it just every goddamn time the Democrats need a talking point, it's like they just kind of flip the domino and here, let it go. And the dominoes start to fall. We get to, you got the country divided over abortion. Country ain't divided over this. Okay, there's probably 50% of the country going, hey, wait, what? You're blaming all of us for this shit? Because it's not just white people they're blaming. It's every Republican. It's every person that voted for Donald Trump. They're blaming for this.
Bloodletter.
Okay, now
better
we're gonna-
audiences are being drawn over there. Like, okay, not better audiences. The drama is lower over on Twitch.
Oh yeah, by far.
So wait,
that was
and I'll be
definitely
honest,
not how I meant to word it. A better audience. That's not how I meant to word it. It's Twitch is very low key, laid back. There's not a whole lot of, bullshit over there, I guess.
well,
There
yeah,
is
the
some.
communities that we hang out in, yeah, they don't stand for the drama, the bullshit. And I'll be honest, I have a lot of fun with the emotes and the chat.
They definitely have better features over on Twitch.
Yeah, it took me a while to get used to it, but once I did, yeah, I like it. I like it a lot.
So you're thinking of moving to Twitch then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you already ordered your inflatable pool?
Yes,
as
actually, yes, I
Ryan-
have.
As Ryan has
'Cause-
pointed out in chat, he says, I see the doggy pool got delivered, Becca. Yes, now I just have to blow it up.
No, hey, Becca,
Phrasing.
no, girl, you no, don't you do that off camera. You got to do that shit on camera. You can make a shit ton of money.
What, blowing up the
Yes,
pool?
yes.
I got the hard plastic one so I can bleach it when I'm done. It's gonna get messy.
All right, we are
I'm
going to
kidding.
move on now, Becca. I want you to.
That's against my husband's streaming rules.
We will. What, blowing up a pool?
Getting.
I don't recall hearing the blowing up the pool rule.
Dude, I'm gonna have to buy a Muslim swimsuit to get into the pool to make it work.
Jesus.
Yeah, but nothing about blowing it up.
You ain't gonna ask her how much she got to spare off it.
I'll hit her up.
It'd be the bomb.
Yeah, we're not going to take any drama over to Twitch with one little hanging out with us.
I'm relaxed.
All right. Now, Becca, I'm playing this, dude. One, we will get back to the Buffalo thing because, goddamn, they wouldn't shut up today. They really wouldn't.
Bloodletter, yes. I will finally have my pudding pool party.
Oh, good enough.
Shorts,
do Jell-O?
tank top, that should be okay.
Can we do Jell-O once in a while?
We can do Jell-O. We can do Jell-O shots. That's where the Jell-O is gonna go.
Well, Becca explained to me what did you call it yesterday?
What?
No,
I said a lot of shit yesterday. You're gonna have to
belly
be a little
button,
more.
a belly button shot or a belly shot.
Oh,
or-
belly shot.
Yeah.
You pour the alcohol.
Yeah, you weren't talking about
into the
alcohol
belly
though. We were over on Chatterbait when you brought it up.
Cum shots.
All right, maybe
could, Melissa,
should
but
have turned
you-
this to 18 plus.
You chicks can stream in thongs, however, I cannot because again, my husband has streaming rules and I'm not allowed to do such things. If he saw what was over on Twitch, he'd be like, why the fuck are you going over there? And then I'd be like, just a game, babe. Just a game.
No, what you do is you take him to Outlaws.
I'm going to take him to Plumps first. And be
No,
like,
you're
"This is-
not taking that man to Plump. No. I will not allow it. Ryan, burn the calendar.
I hate my fucking headset with a passion. My brother gave me a cord, and it wasn't the original cord that he had yesterday. And so this one, if I like jerk or like have spaz, they'll fucking like. Then I have to turn it back on. Well, so basically, what I'm saying is my headset's plugged up, charging, while I'm talking. But if I move a certain way, it'll like disconnect and not kick me out of the fucking StreamYard. All I gotta do is restart my headset.
Oh.
Okay.
So glad you have a new one on its way.
All right. I want you to tell me who this reminds you of. Becca.
This guy?
Mhm. Now, we are going to get away from the Buffalo thing for a few. We will get back to it. I just need a break from these motherfuckers.
Do we have to get back to the Buffalo thing?
Yeah, because I watched it. You have to watch it.
Oh, damn it. I thought that went away once you were banned off of Twitter.
You thought wrong.
That should be your rule.
That should be, but you didn't make it in time. Too late, bitch. And with what you shared in my DMs last night, fuck right off.
Hey, that is how Chatterbait night goes.
I asked you to at least delete that shit so I didn't have to wake up to it in the morning. And I wake up to some chick with this big old Dixie cup attached to her twat.
Joe Rogan
Moving on.
wants you to stop complaining, get your ass back to work.
Yeah.
A high level of anxiety today. You know, it's this Roe versus Wade thing. I saw it in the news and I need a mental health aid. you. Show up at work. Show up at work and work harder. Get the
You need to be a bit more animated, Joe.
No, that was from.
Now, does anybody disagree with that? Because I think what he's talking about is the 200 employees from the Apple company that did not want to go back to in-office work 3 days a week, not 5, 3, because it was going to spur a more white, less inclusive. You all know the talking points. I will speed this asshole up too, just for you. You gonna tell me who he reminds you of when you figure it out?
We're talking about this bald guy, right? Is one low backstage?
Yes. Okay, he's back. You ready?
Ready.
Segment on his very popular podcast, making fun of people who might be legitimately impacted in a negative way by the Supreme Court, ripping away the rights of millions of women. Joe, I thought you cared about women. I thought Joe Rogan, isn't Joe Rogan a defender of women and women's rights? Oh, right. I guess as long as you need women to attack trans people, trans women who are also women, by the way. No, the audacity of going after.
No, they're not. Fuck.
People for needing a fucking break, a mental break, is amazing. This is coming from somebody.
See, I think this guy's just jealous that Joe just sits there, has a decent time, has some intelligent people on, and gets stoned. I envy Joe Rogan. But I'm not a jealous twat like this. What? I hear you.
I don't get it. I don't watch Joe.
I don't watch Joe.
He's a fence sitter, depending on who is on his show. He has gotten a little more outspoken on some things since he was
targeted.
a target.
Yeah.
I'll give him that much. There has been improvement, but I don't know. Some of the topics he talks about, not for me. But I can see how
I'm not.
Tweedledum over here is jealous of Tweedledee. Mommy loved Tweedledee more. Tweedledee might be shorter, but he knocks the boots more. I don't know. I don't know what this dude is. I don't know who he is. What he reminds me of is a fucking nasty molded egg right now. I don't know.
Oh, you're getting close.
Who barely works for a living. And
what?
Look at the narrow.
He barely works for a living? Is he talking about Joe Rogan?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Doesn't Joe do a whole lot of things other than his podcast?
Mm-hmm.
He still does is he a ref? He's not a ref. What do they call him?
He's
commentator?
Commentator for MMA. Was it MMA or UFC? I think it's MMA.
I don't know. But so he does that. He also has a couple of his own businesses, doesn't he? I don't know. Joe is a busy man. Okay, Baldy. I don't know what to say about this dude because I don't know much about him. So I'll just go for the obvious.
Right. Okay.
That's not to disparage any of our bald chat members. Actually, I kind of like a bald head. It's not this motherfucker, and that's all I have to go on right now. I'm sorry. Okay.
I gave you a hint. All right. Egghead, narrow eyes. Just saying.
Look, the guy, literally, he's like.
And the mannerisms. I'm telling you.
Like, yeah, I want to make a podcast where I sit and smoke weed and bullshit with my friends. Well, there you go. And watch YouTube videos. But hey, look.
Oh, shit, Becca's on to us. Okay, we don't smoke weed.
Joe can wear a cat shirt better and not stretch out the collar. Who is this guy?
I've watched some of his stuff. I've watched Joe Rogan before. The guy ain't doing a whole lot of research for his segments to make sure that he is with the facts. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, I don't even think that's a problem. He's an entertainer. He's supposed to do an entertainment podcast. I don't care. Like, if you're doing the podcast for fun, have at it. And if it gets huge, great for you. Dude's living the dream, basically. But what pisses me off is when he comes after regular people who work way harder than he does, who do not have the luxury to escape the soul-crushing 9-to-5 grind like he was able to. And he's telling them, oh, you know, if you need time to deal with that, you know, the job wearing you down here.
All right, if the job's wearing you down and you hate it, you're in the wrong job. I'm just going to say that now. If you hate your job, you're in the wrong place.
I guess if that's a goal of yours, not everybody wants a goal of loving the job that they have. They love that money.
Right, but if you're in a job that you hate, go find a new job. I'm sorry. But don't sit and bitch for the next 40 years how much you hate your fucking job day in and day out. Make your family miserable because you hate your fucking job.
You hate your family too.
Go find a job you want to do. They're out there. Go find them. Go explore the world. If you took gender studies, I'm sorry. There ain't a job for you unless you want to be some creepy teacher. But no, if you're in a 9-to-5 grind and you hate it, get out. Go find a job you want to work at. Because I'll tell you what, once you find that job that you love, you ain't going to care how fucking long you're working. All right. No, it's not entirely true, but for the most part, you're going to be happy going to work. You can be happy getting off. Right, Becca?
I mean, who isn't happy getting off?
Right. Thank you.
Unless it's a hate
year after year
situation.
Unless it's that bitch last night.
Oh, jeez.
And then the additional bullshit added on by the horrible political climate and the religious zealots in the Supreme Court. It's telling those people to get fucked. Joe, I thought you were supposed to be a man of the people, real man of the people. You are. No, now, what's
You haven't figured it out yet, have you?
No, is one low backstage again?
Oh shit, I don't know.
You know,
Yes.
I can't wait for his.
I'm
new
having
headset.
mic problem.
Melissa, I don't hate everyone.
That's a
Just
damn
you.
lie.
Oh, damn. Holy shit.
You know I love you, Melissa.
That's what my mom said before she left me.
And was she wrong?
What'd your dad say when he walked out?
He couldn't walk out. He crawled out.
Damn it.
Concrete in the knee only can get you so far. That's why he's an addict. And I have two dads who are addicts. Bonsaco.
Who is this dude?
Are you talking about James?
Bonsaco shit.
I don't know, but who is this? Bonsaco. I have a smooth brain. I will never get this. I don't know people of the internet.
This guy got a smooth head.
You gave him enough money. You put red hair on that beard.
No, Copper is okay.
Mannerisms.
This is
Just
why I
saying.
don't compare, or this is why I didn't make the connection.
And trust me, it hurts me to say this, but I'm like, holy fuck, this guy reminds me of Michael. God damn it.
Copper doesn't believe the shit that he says.
I know, but this dude does.
So he's a total troll, and that's why I didn't make the comparison, because I don't take Copper Cab seriously.
I said looks. I said looks.
Oh no, this dude looks better than the fat ginger.
Oh, I disagree.
Have you seen Copper?
I've seen him without his clothes on. Yes, I've seen Copper. I've seen him with his underwear on. Fuck y'all before you take that the wrong.
I have seen way more of Copper Cab in the last year than I have of my own husband. That makes me sad saying it out loud.
That made us all sad.
Can we get F in the chat?
Can we get F's in the chat?
F's in the chat for Becca's seeing Copper's movies.
Ooh,
Oh my
Bonsato.
gosh.
Found a picture you might like.
Oh yeah, okay.
Thunderfoot without the wig. I appreciate the F's in the chat, guys. I love you.
Oh, she loves you now.
You don't exist when the husband comes home. It's a thing.
No shit. She ain't lying there, boy. All right, we have some comedy relief with the Young Turks. How about that?
Oh, yes.
Yes?
On the comedy. Is it Anna? Please tell me it's Anna. Anna.
Ooh woo.
Woo woo.
Bonsaco, I have a profile picture worthy of you going ooh woo too.
Oh, for fuck's sake, no!
Michael Vestigo. Right now, you can call me Apollo. I was hired on Starbucks on November 2nd, 2020. And I had been with the company for about a year and a half. Then, on April 1st, like a bad April Fool's Day joke, I was fired from the company for being supposedly violent and threatening.
That's not bad. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Yeah.
The hell you say with your Starbucks apron? There's more hate crimes coming out of Starbucks than anywhere else.
Come to a Starbucks near you.
If I use their standards, those bitches commit hate against me every time they spell my name. It's not with a K, damn it.
Wait,
These motherfuckers.
they at least put the K before the E, right?
They spell it B-E-K-A.
You know how they spell John?
What?
J-H-O-N. And I'm like,
yeah.
God damn it. God damn it.
I don't know. It's fucking people with their master's degrees in basket weaving and shit, and they work at Starbucks.
Yeah, well, what about the fat farmer in the background with the red shoes on?
Okay, I was seriously looking for a fucking barber. I didn't realize you were talking about a fucking cum slut. Holy shit. Look at her lesbian lover sitting next to her. Oh my god. I'm the funny one.
Does this violent and threatening?
There
man
you go,
you
Becker.
saw in the furry suit is Michael Vestigo, a man who has found his voice and community with fellow Starbucks organizers after he was fired from his job at Starbucks.
All right, guys. I just want to point out they're trying to unionize coffee making. Fucking coffee making.
Go, man. That was. You didn't go to get a master's degree to do it, right? You just learned that on your own.
What? What?
He says, "I basket weave."
Yeah, but do you do it underwater? That's the question. That's a serious talent.
Like, it wasn't a knock to basket weaving. Oh fuck! I have offended the goat.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a knock to basket weaving. It's a knock to those that think that they have to go to college to learn such skills.
15% concentrate power.
Well, apparently, never mind.
Even then, lunatic, do they actually prepare coffee?
No.
Most of the time,
No.
I get just steamed fucking milk in mine.
Yeah.
I'm like, where's the fucking coffee?
Yeah. Yeah.
This doesn't. Well, you have to ask for a shot of espresso. Yes, but it's supposed to come with that already. I didn't realize that I had to tell you to actually put it in the cup. but that's
Nah, I'm gonna just hold my hands out to grow it.
Yeah. Coffee making. They're unionizing coffee making.
Toffee.
And trust me, and I am a lover of coffee. My world does not revolve or start turning until I've had my coffee.
True.
So, and again, chat ain't wrong. That ain't coffee they're making, number one. Number two, you really want some caffeine in your shit, you got to ask for like quadruple shot. Just saying.
I get oat milk.
Of course you do.
Oat milk, because I hate milk. It's gross. I don't like how it coats my throat.
Oh, but you'll swallow a healthy load, won't you, Becca?
That doesn't coat my throat. It's smooth. Anywho, so I get oat milk
I hate you.
just because it adds a hint of sweetness.
So whenever Becca has a sore throat,
What?
nothing.
You want to finish that?
No. We're not finishing that. Moving on.
Vestigo was fired after his employer found out in Kansas City, by the way, that he was starting to question the working conditions, the way that the workers were being treated. And so he started organizing the workers to form a union.
Has anybody seen the working conditions at Starbucks?
Wait, I've never been.
Matter of fact, you have to see the working conditions at Starbucks because they don't have back rooms. They have a little tiny room where they keep all the shit. But other than that, they have a bathroom. Oh.
Be a
They have the tables.
Well, okay, here in California, listen, Starbucks, fuck right off with that shit. If you all would kick the homeless out of your bathrooms, they wouldn't be so fucked up. Just saying. All right, go ahead.
Ours has a nice bathroom, lunatic. I guess California don't use the bathrooms in Starbucks. You may come across a homeless dude in there.
Well, no, I wear steel-toe boots. I just plant it right in their ass and tell them to get the fuck out so I can pee. Or I'm going to pee on them. They tend to get up and take their cardboard box and leave.
A man of quality.
And their bathrooms are huge, too.
Dude, at least 4 people in wheelchairs can fit in there.
Yeah, for one toilet.
For vegetables.
For one toilet.
For one toilet. Huh.
For one toilet a day, you can be a vegetable.
Holy shit. Like, I don't know. I go to Starbucks because it's convenient. It's right across the street from the office when I'm there. Boss man loads my Starbucks card. I get it for free, essentially. So, you know.
I get a $25. This is how much my in-laws love me. They send me a $25 gift card to a coffee place I will not use.
All right, Bon Saga, you want to hear something? I found
Now,
earlier?
when I was, when Moo was still in elementary school, we had a sheriff that, he'd show up to do the crossing guard thing. After Christmas, he expected his Starbucks card because he knew where it was coming. Here you go, dude. He's like, but I'm not supposed. Just take the goddamn card. You don't like Starbucks? No, man. Told the in-laws I don't like this shit. So I just handed it off every year to the sheriff. The sheriff got $25 gift card every goddamn year from me. Because again, it's not coffee.
I mean, some of
toffee.
it is, you just have to know what to order. Don't get the frappuccinos. Don't get the lattes. It's all milk.
I love the frappuccinos.
That
But
is
again,
not coffee.
you gotta get 4 shots in that shit.
Yeah.
So no, I love the frappuccinos.
Mm.
But their French roast is dog shit.
When I want dessert, I get a frappuccino. That's all. That's it.
Again, they're trying to unionize coffee.
I mean, they're trying to unionize everything. Amazon keeps knocking down that shit. You notice that?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I actually pulled a video last week
I don't like chai.
About Amazon, and apparently TYT's pissed because Amazon on their internal servers will not allow certain words like union.
And I don't like
And
mocha. Ugh.
and apparently TYT, they're all for free speech when you're talking about a private company's internal servers.
And so once his boss figured out that was going on, he was fired. And he was also told by the manager that he was let go for displaying violent and threatening behavior. Although obviously there's really no evidence that he has engaged in any violent or threatening behavior.
Like you'd show it if it existed anyways, you cunt. Sorry. And by the way, she didn't blow her nose this time. So if you look up her nose, she can have some big old boogies up in there.
He told Vice, quote, "I'm not that kind of person at all," Vestago said. He has social anxiety, and in a job review meeting, he cited trouble standing up for myself as a weakness. It's my personal belief that they took that and they basically targeted me because they thought I would just kind of take it lying down, he said. Now, a week.
Really?
All right.
I'm not that kind of person at all.
This is to my furry friends out there. Don't show up in a furry costume and then make a comment like that. Just don't. Just don't do that.
I didn't expect you to lie down, but I did expect you to be on all fours. We're all disappointed.
And listen, this is why I'm okay with the furries, because when they get in the costume, they're allowed to do stuff that their normal personality. See, before I even finish that, I know Becca's gonna fuck it up, so I'm just gonna stop. Furries, I get you, man. I get you.
Later, the same Kansas City Starbucks actually won its unionization vote. So sorry. And later in April, Vestago was invited by Shama Sawant to attend a multi-day Starbucks union rally in Seattle. And he had asked her, you know, is it cool with you if I show up in my furry suit? Because it makes him feel more comfortable. He does have that anxiety issue. And of course, they were incredibly welcoming and accepting. And he said, I think one of the things that makes a movement so beautiful is the fact that we can all be united despite our differences. I think it's very important to acknowledge that we are very different people, but we are part of the same machine and we deserve to be treated with respect no matter who we are.
Okay.
Wrong.
One, you're accepting that you're part of a machine.
We are very different people, but we are part of the same machine. Okay, respect is earned.
All right, that girl last night. That girl last night, she was part of the same machine. I'm just saying. Wait.
Look, she wasn't part of the machine. That's why she was bleeding.
She was too.
The machine was trying really hard, though. That's why she was bleeding. Number two, fuck this dude. Whatever. I don't give a fuck. Well, part of his society. I don't care if you're uncomfortable. I don't care if you have anxiety. That's your issue. I'm not going to change who I am because of your issues. You need to figure out how to deal with your issues. There's many sources. Furry costume, great.
Yeah,
that creates other issues.
Now, this is my question. Is he fighting for the union so he can go to work in the costume?
No. That's against health
because
codes.
would he be hold on, would he be supporting this if they had said, no, dude, you can't be showing up in a furry costume?
No, that's against health codes.
Right.
I'm sure there's fire codes that that's very flammable. I don't know what's on fire at a fucking Starbucks, but my guess is a furry is going to be the first thing. Dude, fucking join a circus. I don't know. Find something that isn't something of who you are. Goat man.
God damn.
And you have learned to headbutt them in the dick, right? Like that solves the problem. And then run. Be in the back of the stable instead of the front. Hopefully they wear out before they get to the back.
No, what I'm saying, Becca, is would he be a part of this unionization if they had said, no, you can't come to the meeting in a furry costume?
I say yes, he would still
Okay.
go because he's a sheeple. 2, I think he would try to stir up more drama because they wouldn't let him. If they wouldn't have had let him do that, I think he would have made that another issue. But that can be easily explained and dismissed away by, hey, it's law issue, code issues. And then, he'll be on this tirade about how codes and shit need to change, whatever. Activism, yo. But I think he would still be part of the union because he is a sheeple, and that is what they're pushing for right now. So,
Well,
he
they're
will
pushing
toe
for
the
it.
line.
I pulled this one just because it made me laugh, but they're trying to unionize fucking everything right now. We got
Yeah.
McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
McDonald's trying to unionize. It's like, are you make burgers? Well, I want a living wage. Then go get a real job. But I
It's
don't
a
have
starter
experience.
job. It's
Then
unless
stay at McDonald's and get a roommate. Fuck.
or try to get higher up and get into the management roles. But they don't want to do that. That takes work. That takes commitment and effort.
Which is
They
not
just
taught
want
anymore.
They just want money given to them for no other reason than they show up with their hand open.
No, they just want to sit on the beach and jerk off at
Oh,
this
right.
point.
I forgot
These
about
people,
direct deposit.
it's not even.
They don't
it's
even have
not
to show
even.
up with their fucking hands out anymore. It's just like, oh, I opened the app. Oh, money's not there. Time to cry. It's because
It's
I'm a
not.
furry.
It's not because you're a furry. Okay, in Becca's world, it's because you're a furry.
Look, in Becca's world, furries don't fucking exist. If they do, beep, motherfucker, you better be able to run in that suit.
You know we have furry people in our chat, right?
I'm sorry. It's my opinion. You can't change it.
Tell the furries you love them.
I love that you love yourselves because that means I don't have to. There's all kinds. Look, you do you, boo, as long as it doesn't interfere with my daily going abouts in society. Don't try to change my vocabulary to appease your feelings because it's not gonna happen. I'm gonna hurt your feelings. And as soon as you let me know it hurts your feelings, I'm gonna do it more. Because I'm a bitch.
Yeah,
It's
she
fine.
is. She is. Yeah.
You show me a bruise on your body and I'm gonna fucking poke that shit. Okay?
Hey,
Hi, Shio.
you're not going to be poking my right testicle that doesn't exist anymore, right?
Your half empty coin purse? I hope to never see your ball sack, Bonsaco. And if I do,
I have found her weakness.
Okay, ball sacks are ball sacks and whatever. If I see it, like I did with Bergs, I'm going to point that shit out and laugh. Be like, I saw your nut sack.
I saw your nut.
I saw your nut. It's so lopsided.
Well, shit, Melissa, you're ahead of just about every bitch we saw last night.
Mr. Dak, if there is a gash and it looks clean, I will fucking poke it.
She will.
I have a curious mind. I ask questions.
No, you're
What?
just a bitch.
I am, but I'm just who I am, and a lot of people can't take me, and I'm okay with it. Not everyone is meant to get along. These people are acting like we're all meant to be best friends and kumbaya circle. You know what? Start the fucking kumbaya fire. We'll see how many of you motherfuckers I can get into it before you throw me in. It'll be a fun game. Hi, Mantis. Did I say that already? Probably. Look, whatever. Darwin Olympians are needed. So those of us who ever feel down and like, am I doing my part? My life is shit. I have a shit car. My wife is fucking the neighbor. And then you look at these people and you're like, I like where I'm going. I like where I'm at. It's not so bad. We all need that lift me up. I don't like to fuck kids. I'm a good person.
Okay, no, you're not.
What?
You're not a good person.
Okay, I'm a good person on that note. In other
Okay, on that
areas,
note.
I'm a shit person because I just called all furries pedophiles. Look at that. T-Tac's butthole has questions. Look, T-Tac.
Hey! Hey!
All I know is I'm bringing T-Tac some chips. And then I may be able to ask whatever questions I want. If I knew this last year,
need to leave T-Tac alone.
I would have hijacked a Frito-Lay's truck.
Oh, bitch, game on. I'm gonna fuck you up. Don't you fuck with my T-Tac.
I love T-Tac.
Uh-huh.
He's a good dude.
Uh-huh.
I had fun with T-Tac.
Mm-hmm.
I made him giggle.
You make everyone giggle. Psycho bitch from hell.
One day, one person's not going to laugh and they're going to throw me in that fucking kumbaya fire. I'm going to be like, I earned this.
You're going to go, what took you so long?
Bitches, it took 40 years.
All right. Can we be done with the furry union?
Yes, please. Fuck the furries. Not literally, just figuratively.
She just wants to throw y'all in the fire. That's all.
Kumbaya fire. There's a difference. That means it's with love from someone else, not me.
I was going to say, where's the love?
The ones that cry for you? That's some love? I don't know. It's not my problem.
But if they're around the fire when you throw them in, you're going to throw them in for crying.
I'm going to tell them it's part of the furry ritual.
And then throw them in for crying. Because you're an evil bitch. Oh. Here's your girl.
Shot 10 individuals in a supermarket in Buffalo, all of them African Americans, and he also injured 3 others. He left a manifesto that made it clear that he intended to drive 200 miles.
Now, if someone has a link to the manifesto, please send it to me. I've heard varying reports. I've heard it's fascist. I've also heard it has a lot of Karl Marx in it. Which could be why the AP does not want you calling it a manifesto. Just saying. Okay. I don't think he did, Dax.
Away from the town that he lives in order to carry out this violent act. And he made it clear that he's doing it because he believes that minorities and black people are here to replace white people like him, and he needs to do something about it. And so there's a lot that you might see online with right-wingers trying to provide cover for this guy, but I want to make sure you don't fall victim to their disinformation, because I read all 180 pages of his manifesto, and I want to share some of the excerpts from it.
Bitch, I wouldn't believe a goddamn word that came out of your mouth. I don't give a fuck. Sorry. Hey, One Low, fire up Dead by Daylight. We need to get the fuck out of here.
I thought this part was telling. He wrote, quote, "I started browsing 4chan in May of 2020 after extreme boredom. Remember, this was during the outbreak of COVID. There, I learned through infographics and memes that the white race is dying out and that the Jews and the elite were behind this." Okay, so let's pause for a second. You can find, it's archived, but you can find his social media posts prior to getting radicalized by these message boards online. And he was, by all counts, a normal guy, a normal kid. Okay, took COVID seriously. In one reply on Twitter, he asked someone, like, why would you even risk someone else's life by not following the guidelines? I'm paraphrasing, but he's essentially saying stuff like that. I give you those details because it shows you just how quickly a seemingly normal individual can be rapidly radicalized by these platforms, by these message boards, places like 4chan. But let me give you more details on what he said his intentions were. He did this portion of the manifesto where he answers questions that people might have about his motives and why he carried out.
All right, I'm going to ask the chat a question real quick. because I am a boomer. Is 4chan still respected? Is it still a
Was
thing?
4chan ever respected?
That's what I thought, but
I have never been on 4chan.
every fucking time something comes up, I hear about 4chan, I hear about QAnon. What's the other one? Oh, subreddits. Yeah, subreddits. That's the other one I always hear.
They ban a lot of subreddits. I heard.
You're a QAnon, aren't you?
I don't even know what that means.
I know. I don't either. You know why I don't know? Because Google wiped QAnon off their search results. So the only shit you get now is the leftist viewpoint of QAnon. And I'm like, but I don't even know what that is.
I don't either. Hey, I need to go handle the dog. I'll be right back. That sounded wrong. I need to take the dog outside.
This violent act. Why did you decide to carry out the attack? I carried out the attack to show to the replacers that as long as the white man lives, our land will never be theirs and they will never be safe from us. To directly reduce immigration rates to European lands by intimidating and physically removing the replacers themselves, to intimidate the replacers already living on our lands to emigrate back to their home countries. Let me read one more graphic. He also says his intentions are to agitate the political enemies of my people into action, to cause them to overextend their own hand and experience the eventual and inevitable backlash as a result, to incite violence, retaliation, and further divide between the European people and the replacers currently occupying European soil. Let's just note how, I mean, the guy, he mentions Native Americans briefly in the manifesto, but his argument is, yeah, but you know, white people have been here for a long time. And so as a result, this is a white country. This should be this belongs to us. So totally.
Okay, this may come across as racist, but yeah, we kicked their ass all the way across the fucking country. Plus, it's not like they were all about peace and love back in the 1400s, 1500s, 1600s. Just gonna say, humanity sucks. We're a warring people. Even the Native Americans were warring with other Native Americans. Y'all make it sound like it's one people. It's not. They went to war with each other all the fucking time. Don't give me this shit that it's just white people. Hi, Sheila.
Hey, Johnny, you have a PDF in your DMs.
Oh, boy. Is it a good PDF?
It's the one you asked for.
All right. What the fuck is that above it, Shio? Fuck. All right, moving on.
Excusing what white settlers did in America, the brutality, the barbarism toward Native Americans, not a big deal, right? It's okay when we're the replacers. And we've been here for so long that this is our land. That's the kind of mentality he had. And it's the garbage that he reads on these message boards.
Yeah. So for guys,
Again, it is our land from sea to shining sea. I'm just going to put that out there. And yo, bitch, your co-host, he white? He's white? Because you're saying we with the dude sitting next to you.
Well, and maybe I just don't understand the shock that a white person is shooting a buffalo.
the scariest part of this is now nearly half of Republican voters say that they believe in great replacement theory.
Yep.
So it's
and again, the great replacement theory you're talking about, Chunk, is not the same one that most Republicans believe in. Most Republicans believe that Democrats are trying to change the voting demographic, and they're doing a hell of a good job of. Look at California, Chunk. Perfect example. Just saying, look at the border states. Another perfect example. You're seeing red states turning blue. Wonder why.
Some strongly believe in it, others somewhat believe in it. The Jews are somewhat replacing us with Latinos and blacks.
Why, yo? Shio!
What?
Why they always bring the Jews into this?
Have we seen her nose?
Okay. Okay, fair. It's not the Jews' fault, though. It's not. It just isn't.
Maybe he was one.
Him?
I don't know that they revealed his everything.
No, dude, that's a goat fucker, all through and through, right there. No.
Well, I know.
Goes the theory, right? By the way, I say the Jews because not only did he talk about it in his manifesto over and over, it is a connecting theme in all of these shooters. So,
well, yeah, but most of the anti-Semitism has come out of the Democratic Party over the last, I don't know, 10 years, you dick. Again, it's coming from you people. And you live in a country that does not, let me take that back. You came from a country that does not appreciate the Jewish culture. You come from a region that does not appreciate the Jews. The Jews who have been there for, I don't know, at least 6,000-7,000 years. Fuckwads. God damn.
the Pittsburgh shooter that shot up a synagogue.
Huh?
They except a few years in the 40s for some reason.
Well, yeah, they're going to get to that. Unfortunately, I already watched this thing all the way through. They're going to get to the 40s. Are they going to go back to Karl Marx, the manifestos, all the bullshit? No, they're not going to go through that because if I recall, Karl Marx was also an anti-Semite. But they're not going to talk about that because they agree with most of the shit he wrote. This fuck.
Also talked about how the Jews were replacing white people in the country. And this goes all the way back, of course, to the Nazis who chanted, the Jews will not replace us. Yes, that's the chant that they then chanted in Charlottesville, the Nazi right wing here in America. And so it all connects, and it
all connects. Does not go past 1940, though.
Pause game.
I try to have it on when you're around, Chio. I'm just saying. Can we talk about the Democratic Party and the Democratic president that told the Jews to go back to Germany when Hitler had let them go? Can we talk about that, Cenk? Or no? Because he's a good progressive. He's a good leftist. He's a good Democrat. You cunt.
all connected to the Great Replacement theory. That is, and in fact, this particular shooter in Buffalo explained in his manifesto, he said almost the same exact thing that the shooter in Christchurch, New Zealand did. Remember that mass shooting where he killed dozens of Muslims? He blamed the puppet master as being Angela Merkel, at the time the leader of Germany. This guy took out Merkel and put in George Soros. Same exact words except for Soros, the Jewish puppet master that is looking to replace us. One of the questions that I have is,
you mean the guy that worked with the Germans to go after the Jews? All right.
Replace us for what? Like, nobody ever talks about that. And a lot of Republicans, because now tons of Republicans, including number 3 Republican in the House, Lee Stefanik, are defending the replacement theory. But what are you guys worried is going to be replaced? So if you said to me, somebody's going to replace you, I'd say, where? To do what, right?
Well,
the assumption is they're going to replace us in having power in this country.
Yes.
And so, Anna, I just want to point out the super obvious, because right-wing media will defend the replacement theory and mainstream media will go, I can't tell anything. I don't know anything about news. I'll call it 50-50. They'll be outraged at this, right? But when you say it's obviously racist, the great replacement theory, a lot of them will get skittish because now nearly half of Republicans believe it, right? And guys, if you say only white people should hold power, and oh my God, the Latinos or the black people or Jews, et cetera, are going to replace us in having power, that is by definition racist.
Do you know why they think that that's a bad thing, other than they believe that they would lose power? They're concerned that once they're the minority, in terms of numbers, obviously, well, then people of color are going to be as vicious to us as we've been to them.
Yeah, 100%, Anna. And we've talked about that on the show before, but I want to make a very important clarification. It's projection. Because left-wing white people don't think, oh my God, what if a Latino were to replace me in power? They don't think that at all. They think, well, what difference does it make? Okay, I was a councilman and now that black lady over there is a councilman. What difference does it make, right? But because they actually believe in equality. But white right-wingers, they think, no, I love oppressing you. And I assume that having power means I get to oppress you and you can't do a goddamn thing about it. And I love acting superior to you. And so they assume that when minorities get the power, that they're going to do the same to them. Well, good news for you, evil right-wingers. We're not anywhere near as evil as you guys. In fact, we're not at all evil. In fact, we want you to be equal to everyone else. But I know that's the thing that bothers you the most. That's the whole point of great replacement. You don't want to be evil.
A few more things I want to mention from his manifesto.
How you doing? All right, I'm back from the bathroom.
Did you have a nice change?
Oh yeah, it was good. You know, politics always fill me up with shit.
Mm-hmm.
Manifesto before we wrap this up. He also, in the Q&A portion of his manifesto, asks, was the attack anti-immigration in origin? And he says, yes, beyond all doubt, anti-immigration, anti-ethnic replacement, and anti-cultural replacement. By the way, if I recall correctly, the right wing loves to talk about how black people are allegedly culturally violent. It's an interesting accusation to make when most...
Was not even a thought in my head till she said it.
What?
That black people are culturally violent.
I learned more and more things on TYT than I did anywhere else.
I know. I'm like, what?
I learned
And
how to be racist.
Again, never been concerned about the white race disappearing in the United States. It's just not a concern. Scientists have explained that we're all going to be something other than we are now.
We're gonna be pizza.
It's called fucking who we want to fuck, regardless of skin color. Just saying. We need to be done after this video. We need to be done after this one because god damn it. Apparently Chank, oh, by the way, apparently Chank is white now too.
I think the pizza guy robbed me of a slice of fucking pizza.
That's what.
I'm seeing a picture of it. You tell me what you think.
Most of the mass shooters in this country have been young white males. Now, do I think that this is a cultural characteristic of...
All right. I actually found a video of CNN doing, they named off every mass shooting in the United States this year. And like I said, there's 200 of them. And like I said, most of them are big cities. New York, Chicago, Baltimore, LA. The only thing you fuckers talk about are the white shooters. You want to talk about mass shooters? You would be talking about Chicago every goddamn week. You would be talking about Baltimore and New York and Portland and Seattle.
They're all
Yeah.
Call of Duty lobbies.
Oh shit.
white people in America? No, I don't think that. But I do think that it's fascinating that we see projection among right wingers in like every facet of life, whether it has to do with sexual identity, whether it has to do with projections on violence. It's just, you see it happen and play out over and over again. He also justifies, by the way, killing children. I want to go to the last graphic here because it gives you an idea of how depraved and disgusting this person is. Children of replacers, because he asks, is it okay to kill children? Like, why are we killing children? You know, they're innocent. He says, children of replacers do not stay children. They become adults and reproduce, creating more replacers to replace your people. They grow up and vote against you.
No, I'm not getting into this rant.
Your people's own wishes for the interests of their own people and identity. They grow up and take the potential homes of your people for themselves. They occupy positions of power, remove wealth, and destroy social trust. Just an unbelievable way of thinking. And look, I think all of what we're experiencing politically in the country right now is intertwined, because which political group is taking freedom and liberty away from women by not allowing them to make medical decisions about their own bodies? It's the right wing, which, as Jake mentioned earlier, is now dominated by this ideology where you have more than half of Republican voters believing in this nonsense conspiracy theory of white replacement. And so I think that the plan here is to purge the country in their minds. I mean, it's a ridiculous notion, but in their minds, purge the country of anyone who's not white and then basically force white women to reproduce, right? To bulk up the numbers of white people in America.
Becca.
This baby factory is fucking closed.
Nuh-uh.
And
She just said, nah, man, we're going to show up with a whip and a fucking bed. We're going to strap you down and beat your ass until you have another baby.
I mean,
and
where
then
she's originally from, that's what they did. So to her, it's not a foreign notion. But this bitch. Oh, dear. What?
You told me.
There is a very specific group, Fuentes, that probably believe this. Fuentes. And fuck them. Who cares? They're a minority. This is why they're flipping the fuck out, because they believe in a democracy. Democracy equals mob rule. The mob is the minority. And they believe in that minority, not as in race minority, but minority in numbers. They believe that minority should make change happen. Fuck them. I don't give a shit. I get shit all the time because I have half Mexican kids. You know what I do? I laugh at them and I go about my fucking day. I don't give a fuck. You want to have mixed race babies? Cool. You know what they're really pissed off about is that these mixed race kids, they can't put them in special little boxes and be like, you're black and the whites hate you. You're Mexican and the whites hate you. You're Asian and the blacks want to kill you. See, it just doesn't work.
They do, though. They absolutely do. You're not black enough. I have seen that on Twitter. I don't know how many times, because the person comes from a mixed race family.
Yes, there's
You're not black
racism
enough.
within the races. You should see Cubans and Mexicans and Puerto Ricans go at it. It's fucking hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
I've always said the most racist person I've ever fucking met, next to my grandmother, who absolutely hated Asians. She blames Pearl Harbor, whatever. But I guess she was traumatized at the age of 1. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
But anywho,
no, World
my
War II
ex-mother-in-law
traumatized quite a few people.
My ex-mother-in-law was the most racist fucking person I've ever met. And it wasn't even okay, she hated blacks. She was okay with the whites. But it was Cubans and Puerto Ricans. Like, the most racist shit would come out of this woman's mouth. And just imagine this. She's old school Mexican. She wasn't allowed to have an opinion, but she certainly did when it came to Puerto Ricans and Cubans and Colombians. Oh shit, the list just gets longer.
Yeah, it does.
I'm just saying.
I'll be honest. When I moved to, like I said, when I moved to the desert with a majority Hispanic population, I found out that there is a long list of racist, and they're all Hispanic. Y'all put them in a big bowl. They don't want to be in that big bowl. The Mexicans want to be Mexicans. Don't you call them and don't call a Colombian a Mexican. You call a Colombian a Mexican, he's gonna pull out a switchblade.
Look, I tried to fuck with that woman one day because I thought it would be funny. I was scared she was gonna get a machete and cut my head off. Like, and as bad as she's related to some cartel members, I don't know. That's how she keeps hopping on border every.
Shut the fuck up.
I don't care because I laughed at them. But okay, so anywho, I thought I was gonna be funny one day, and she made me some food, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, these are the best damn Cuban enchiladas I've ever fucking had in my entire life." She didn't cook for me for a whole month, and that's bad for that woman because she cooks 24/7. I knew I fucked up. I learned that day.
Your ass started getting smaller, huh?
Yeah, which wasn't a bad thing. I was pregnant at the time, so I didn't really need the whole pan of enchiladas, but I wanted them. So there was reform made that day. Look, I'm just saying, racism will never fucking die. Okay, it just won't.
It won't.
There's natural segregation going on, and it's not just with race; it's with personalities, interests, hobbies. People gravitate to people that they have things in common with. It's just human fucking nature.
And stop with this cultural appropriation. That our country was built on cultural appropriation, guys.
Ryan.
The stuff we don't want to deal with, we don't. The good food, the customs. Yeah, we deal with that shit. But you know, wanting to fuck a goat like Tank? No, we don't want no part of that. And I'm gonna just tag on with Becca real quick. Some of the biggest racists I ever met were Asians, and they were racist against other Asians. back in the 70s, we had the boat people. We had the Vietnamese coming into our country. They were called boat people, Becca.
That is not PC, Bonsanko.
I know it's not PC, but that's what they were called back in the 70s. Listen, when you live in the San Francisco Bay Area and boats just magically appear on your shore or are picked up by a big old tanker, you hear about it. Now, the Chinese did not want to be tied in with the Vietnamese. Vietnamese did not want to be tied in with the Chinese or the Japanese or the Koreans. Went to my high school. Like I said, I was a minority. The majority was Asian. Those motherfuckers segregated themselves with the Asians, the Japanese, the Chinese, the Vietnamese, and it went on down the line.
Functional that make adult diapers, as I've learned. And Mantis, I can make it worse to where you like sign a waiver for that.
We can't do the adult diaper video again, though.
CBT, Bonsako
got me
Mantis
struck.
says, oh, he says, rather go with Becca's CBT offer than a goat.
Oh, I have a story to tell you then, Mantis. You know, when I worked at the pizza place at 17, we had this old drunk white guy come in, and he sit there and just drink wine all goddamn day long. And he called a couple of us down, and a friend of mine looked at me and he went, no, go sit down. And I went, all right. So I sat down. He goes, I got a story to tell you. He goes, you ever had some nice warm sheep pussy? And I looked at him and I went, yeah, I'm out. I'm out. And my friend went, no, you got to listen to this. Now, apparently sheep pussy is better than any woman pussy he ever had. So, appreciate your farmers. I'm just saying. Okay, moving on.
Fucking Welsh people.
I will finish that story on the drunk stream, guys.
Please don't. Please let me know when the next one is. I'm gonna conveniently have something going on that day. Holy shit! I don't want to hear about
He
this.
said that was some of the slickest, hottest
Stop
shit he'd
it!
ever.
Stop! No! Oh gosh, I'm gonna throw up. Barf bag, please. Yeah, Mantis. None of us can.
And Becca, by the way, just got to throw a little hay down.
This is the point in the stream when I remind everybody to dislike, don't share. Please unclick the bell, and we will totally understand.
We are never coming back.
Cheers. Oh shit. Goat man with his shocked face.
Oh, get out of here, Goat Man. You know us.
9 out of 10 Welsh prefer sheep pussy to human pussy. Isn't it 10 out of 10 Kiwis are preferred? I don't know.
We know some Kiwis. They're good people. You know
Kiwi?
what? Why do I even try with you?
Yeah, and have white men be completely in charge. Like they would say, the good old days when we had slaves and women couldn't vote and they were chattel to be used in our households and no other minority had rights at all and we would bar people like Asians. It goes on and on. And so look, there's white culture in America.
Well, all right, he's not wrong on the women voting thing.
How is he pushing the narrative that there's white culture in America when I've been told the last, I don't know, 6 years that whites don't have a culture unless they appropriate it?
Oh, good point.
There is no such thing as white culture. I've been indoctrinated.
There is American culture, though.
Chunky needs to keep up.
No, he doesn't. This motherfucker's not going to keep up with shit. He
needs to leave the barn every once in a while.
Have a problem with violence? No, I think that's too broad. Problem with racism? Obviously, this country has a problem with racism overall. But if you get more specific and ideological and not base it on race, does the right wing in this country have a history of racism? Well, not just a history. Right now, there's no question about it. They celebrate racism all the time. all the time. Their whole cry about freedom of speech, we have disproven it hundreds of times on the show. They do not want to protect any other speech other than racist speech. And do they have a history? Do they have a culture in the right wing in this country of violence? Hell yeah, they.
Hold on.
Oh, I think that's too broad. Problem with racism? Obviously, this country has a problem with racism overall. But if you get more specific and ideological and not based it on race, does the right wing in this country have a history of racism? Well, not just a history. Right now, there's no question about it. They celebrate racism all the time. All the time.
Hold on. You're going to hear Anna under the desk here in a second.
Their whole cry about freedom of speech, we have disproven it hundreds of times on the show. They do not want to protect any other speech other than racist speech. And do they?
Did you hear that?
Oh. Do they have a culture in the right wing in this country of violence? Hell yeah, they do. They overwhelming celebration of violence. And now 40% of Republicans say that it might be time for political violence. Hey, 40% of Republicans, congratulations. You got the violence you were looking for. Are you happy now?
Talk about the other.
They've been.
Why do you keep focusing on the minority percentage? One, polls are fucking bullshit. Two, why you keep focusing on the smaller number? It's not even half.
And again, Becca ain't wrong. Poll, it's all about statistics. You give me a set of statistics, I can make some shit up.
You can spin statistics any which way you want to.
4 days. That's the one thing I got out of my statistics class. You can take a poll and spin that motherfucker and turn it upside down, and people are going to believe it. You know why? Because it's going to print it in the goddamn newspaper.
You don't take the poll and spin it and turn it every which way. You take the sticker.
No. What I have envisioned in my head is Becca telling us about the girl that we watched last night going, yeah, you don't have to grab onto the pole with your arms or legs. You just grab onto it with your ham pussy lips. Fuck.
Hands only go between the couch.
God damn it.
It's like an octopus.
I told that story to Moo, by the way. And
why
Moo
would
ran.
you traumatize that child? Poor baby Mew. Anything that I say should not hit those innocent ears. Okay, they're not so innocent.
And you wonder why he wanted to watch the moon last night.
Look, we saw some moon last night too. Not safe for anyone.
Craving a race war, and like I have no doubt in my mind that there are right wingers in this country who saw that mass shooting and thought this is exactly what needs to happen. Because, and by the way, let's just be clear about one other thing. This is not a lone wolf, okay? Let's stop pretending like, oh, this is a one-off. No, we don't have a problem in the country. We absolutely do have a problem. This isn't just something that permeates or exists in the dark corners of the internet. This is something that has become mainstream, this ideology, through programming over at Fox News, through the campaigning that we see from Elise Stefanik, Republican lawmaker from New York, Matt Gaetz. We'll provide all those receipts on the show in a little bit. But this is a problem. It is an identity. It's part of America's identity. It's part of our history. When you really look at the prevalence of right-wing extremism in America, the violence against people of color in America, we got to be real about that. And we got to be real about how people are getting radicalized and have a real conversation about how to mitigate that. Otherwise, we're just going to keep running around the same circle over and over and over again. And I'm afraid that that's exactly what's going to happen in the aftermath of this tragic event.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. I really appreciate it.
So get real. Talk about how the blacks are killing the Asians. Get real, bitch. Get real about this mass shooter in Buffalo. He's not really right wing. He's lefty. Talk about the congressional baseball shooting. No, we can't. Oh, damn.
No,
Talk about the gang violence. Talk about the cartels. Talk about the trafficking. Who's doing it?
We can't talk about the mass shooter that got most of his talking points from Rachel Maddow? The dude on MSNBC, guys. Yeah.
Maddow.
We never hear about that shit.
Meadow.
Fuck.
Whatever. Her lesbian ass. Who gives a fuck? She's not
So
even...
apparently we're all looking for the race war. But again, we're not. Fuck. I'm so tired. Like I'm tired. Fix it. Go fix it.
DBD?
I'm thinking DBD.
Look, I'm just gonna say that the ones that are spouting the most racism are predominantly coming from the chunky side, Fuck these people. I don't give a fuck. You want to focus on minority in numbers, those groups, and you want to boost their voices by talking about it. Cool, give them the fucking platform, whatever. I believe in shame. You point and fucking laugh at these stupid people. You bring back asylums. We'll handle it that way. Or we just do old school. Yeah, because old school is good. Slaves, whatever. But, they never talk about, like, Afghanistan right now. They're trying to take women's rights to drive away. They don't talk about throwing gays off the roofs. They don't talk about how Hillary Clinton made slavery great again over in the Middle East. They don't talk about China locking up I can't say it because it will sound like I'm spouting off the N-word. But, those people are being put on trains and taken to fucking concentration camps. We can't talk about that. No. America is the most racist fucking country ever because we have a history of slavery, which was brought to us by other fucking countries that are still practicing slavery. So fuck you. America got rid of slavery before any other country.
Preach it, Sister Becca.
Oh, hold on.
Getting tired.
Britain
No,
was
they
working
didn't.
on it.
They were working on it, but we abolished it first.
I want a potato.
And
the
the
first
right wing
slave owner in America was black, by the way, but you never hear about that.
Yeah, you never hear about that shit. You never hear about the Indians taking white slaves either. You never hear. I watched. Holy fuck! I forgot to mention this on the stream.
You never hear about the Irish. You never hear about the Chinese. You never hear about, but the African Americans built this country. Fuck you. They did not. They made sure we were fed and had clothing. All the other people built it. Okay. Fuck you. And they came from nothing and worked their way up.
And we were going to do reparations tonight because I have another asshole.
Fuck the reparations.
Well, no, see, yeah, I said fuck the reparations 2 years ago because Neil and I did a stream with it about this asshole. I invited him to come on. He didn't come on though. But he is starting to gain. He has picked up 33,000 followers over on TikTok with his reparations bullshit. And it's like, oh, fuck, this is going to be the next war. This is going to be the next fucking war we're fighting.
Sorry.
And again, the right wing is the motherfuckers that fought for the slaves. Becca, I'm not wrong.
I'm not laughing at what you're saying. Sorry, Mantis just sent me a picture and it cracked me up. Okay. Welfare is not reparations, Kiefer, because white people also have access to welfare. So it's not true reparations. They want something just for them. That white people or light-skinned people or non-black people, let's just be fucking honest, have access to. And that's it. That's it. None of these mixed races are allowed to have access. Only the pure blackest of black people. And until that happens, then they're going to continue to fucking cry about how they're mistreated and fucking victims. And I'm just over here looking at these morons like, continue to be a victim. That makes you weak. And I can continue to live my life and get what I want because I'm not focused on bullshit.
Yeah, it's called living your life.
Pizza.
I mean, right?
I don't watch Fox News. You know why? Because Fox isn't right.
I never watched it.
Yeah, I was gonna
Okay, that's
say
not why I don't watch it. Fox News is liberal too. Do they know who's in charge of Fox News? A Muslim woman? Yeah, they're really right-wing extremist over there.
Well, I'm glad we're on the news. So I had a fucking project one day to do. It was back in fucking middle school. I had to watch the news. I didn't watch it. I just half-assed it. I just brought some like 1876 up on my fucking test and failed.
Hey, folks, you want to join us?
It was something about a farm or something. How a farm got like outran by fucking mole rats or some shit. No,
I don't even know what's happening right now.
Yeah, I don't either. And I never. This is the thing that pisses me off.
Mole rats
We're gonna
overrunning the farm.
blame the British. We're gonna blame the Dutch. We're gonna blame the French. We're
Blame
gonna
'em
blame
all.
the Spanish. Never blame the Africans though.
Affirmative action is the only law on our books that is
Racist.
systematic racism.
It is. It's absolutely racist.
And these dumbasses can even cling on to that because the most benefited from that is white women. The most
Yeah,
benefited-
look what that did. We ended up with Milo Stewart, you assholes.
Look, I don't support
Fuck.
college. I don't support going to college at all. None of my children will go to college unless they want to pay for it. Sorry.
No, I
You want to
believe
go
in
to
college.
trade school? You want to go to trade school? I'll pay for that.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, that's
I
fair.
will not send you to a university unless
Yeah,
you
that's
want to
fair.
be a doctor or a lawyer. And I'm a realist. None of my children are going that route.
Yeah, keep it real.
No, I will pay for your college if you're going to college for a real fucking job. But right now,
Can I go to college and be your therapist?
No.
yeah, good luck with that.
Therapy is overrun with the progressives.
Uh-huh.
Therapy is no longer.
Yeah, you're
therapy.
gonna have to take gender studies, which I won't pay for.
I'll just look at them. You're a woman, you're a woman, you're a male, you're a male. Easy as that, done.
Yeah, you failed your test. You are not a therapist.
Yeah, that's the only thing that sucks about this. That's the only thing that sucks.
I just saved you a whole lot of money. Don't waste it.
All right.
There's
I have. All right.
400 genders.
All right. Wando, shut the fuck up. I hear him getting all amped up.
Oh no, I'm talking to Moo right now.
Yeah, I know. I knew it. I fucking knew it. He's like, we're gonna play. We're gonna play. His ass is starting to shake like Becca when the beat is going.
No, not that. It's 37 degrees outside, and I have a window and a fan blowing at the same time.
Yeah.
Putting on my thermal hoodie.
Oh, Jesus.
And I'm in shorts.
I'm
I'm
you
cold from the
adopted
waist
him.
down.
You adopted him.
I used to make Becca. I told you I made snow in shorts.
Yeah, it's that
Made-
California.
Wait. You made snow
In
How-
shorts.
how do you make snow?
Bonsago, I see. So you're that booger sugar type. You see,
Okay,
you made snow.
Becca, you might want to look into making snow, girl.
Like it's like a snow cone maker. You just
Oh,
use
you
it
know
all
what?
over the place?
You don't spit though. It's all about blowing and
I am a
water.
lady.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Ladies do not spit.
Yeah, but you blow.
My mom hates when I make that joke.
Ooh, right in the blowhole.
You should have seen the look she gave me on Sunday. Because she was telling my niece, she put something in her mouth and she's like, spit that out. You're going to choke. And I was like, ladies don't spit, Mom.
Wait, are we going to stream the game?
Are we?
Are we?
I will. I'll refire the stream, guys.
Okay.
But we got to shut this one down. All
Yeah,
right.
let's do this one.
We are going to go with my black man that I used to follow. He used to be a skeptic.
My black man. You are so racist. You act like
I
you
know.
own
That
this
sounds
man.
Oh, so blackish. I'm going to say racist as shit.
My black man. I pissed on him. He is mine now.
Oh yeah.
Is that all it takes now?
I don't know. I've been on Chatterbait too much, so now everything's a sexual reference.
You haven't
Man, that chick with that double dong ramming into her,
Oh my
man,
God.
there was shit just spewing everywhere.
Bonsaku, you would never recognize. I gave you a nipple slip on this profile picture.
Whatever.
Nip slip. The cartoon titties. It might be okay.
One
I like
though.
the hat. Yo.
She'll DM me something on Twitter one night, and I showed it, and it was a dick with googly eyes. And Becca goes, Johnny, and I went, what? You need to turn that off. And then I looked at the picture and went, oh fuck,
It's a dick.
it's a dick with googly eyes.
Oh, prison rules, Ryan. Okay. Okay.
All right, Becca, I want you to find the problem in this one. And it
Okay.
comes about halfway in, other
Okay.
than he's just a racist POS. And the thing is, this guy didn't used to be a racist POS. He is a racist POS now.
He didn't turn off his TV. It happens to the best of us, I think. Okay.
And go on an epic rant here. You know, when I began my journey into law enforcement, I wanted to change things because I spent most of my life chasing the definition of justice. You know, things happened to me when I was a kid and throughout my childhood that I didn't understand, that I couldn't explain, and that I wanted to answer for. And so, you know how, you don't understand something, so therefore you become a part of it to try to see if you can understand the reason why things happen, the reason why things unfolded the way that it did. That's what I tried to chase. I chased this dream of a version of the United States of America that does not exist. And that was my great flaw, my biggest mistake. My biggest mistake was believing what I was taught. I was taught that you could seek justice and it would come to you. I was always taught that good people always win and that the heroes would always come out on top. That's what I was taught. That's what I was told. That's what I believed throughout my childhood, all the way into adulthood. And then, as so many Black men have to experience, I had a wake-up call. A reminder that no matter how talented I believe myself to be, no matter how many things I've accomplished, no matter how much years of service in the Army I've given, no matter how much time in law enforcement I've done, no matter how all-American I appear, that to some people, I'm just this. And I didn't want to believe that until I had certain experiences. You know, my best friend of 10 years recently told me that he was racist. And I had no idea this man didn't like me because I was Black. And I had discussions with, certain other people that knew him, and it was becoming more and more apparent. And for 10 years, I had no idea. I stood up for this man in combat because he was gay. And this was before Don't Ask, Don't Tell was repealed. And this man still didn't like me because I was Black. I had a friend who I thought was a really, really good friend for a long time. Coming to find out, he didn't care for reparations. He didn't care for Black issues. He just didn't even want to hear about it, even though it's a part of my identity, something that's important to me. And then I joined Black-led, what I thought to be Black-led organizations. And coming to find out, it's really ran by white people. They just pretend like it's not ran by white people.
What?
That's what I discovered when I went down a rabbit hole. When I went down a rabbit hole, I discovered that the problem isn't.
You removed it.
Yeah.
So he says that no matter what he does, no matter what his goals are and his dreams and wishes and whatever his life is, that people only focus on the fact that he's Black. Meanwhile, he's seeking out Black groups.
Mm-hmm.
And he's basing all his life choices off the fact that he's Black.
But he didn't start doing that until about 3 years ago. Like I say, I could show you videos from him 6 years ago.
And
You'd be going, this is not the same dude.
So his best friend of 10 years, he says that his best friend hated him because
Hold on. His best gay friend of 10 years that he met in boot camp.
hated him
Okay.
because he's Black, but he's basing that off of the fact
Hold
that
on. His best friend was gay. He sat there and stuck up for that man the whole time. They saw a fire. Now, I have watched a few of this man's streams. That's why I know all this shit, guys. So they were in the trenches together, getting shot at. And apparently, this man, 10 years after they got out of Iraq, no longer likes this man because he's Black. Or never liked this man because he was Black.
But he's basing that off of the fact that his friend doesn't care about reparations.
Mhm.
So is the man really racist, or does he just not give a fuck about the political bullshit?
How
He
about
didn't
the
say
man?
anything to me that says that his friend is racist, other than the fact that this man didn't give a fuck about bullshit. So is he
Mhm.
truly racist? Or are you trying to make it about the color of your skin, like you claim that he was doing? He killed his own argument in 2 minutes.
Which he does quite often.
Like, oh, I believed all this shit and all that shit, and people just see me for the color of my skin. Meanwhile, I'm doing everything based off the color of my skin. So why
Mhm.
wouldn't people look at you and say this is a man focused on his black skin? We see you as a black man because that's all you project to the rest of us. Do you care about other issues? Or is it just black issues? You made it about race.
It didn't used to be with him either, which is what bothers me. I'm kind of sad to see this motherfucker end up like this. But again, and I brought him up, like I said, Nil and I went over this guy's bullshit a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. And we kind of blew him off because you know how many people he stopped streaming over here on YouTube because he would only get 1 or 2 people. And if you didn't agree with him, he would just block you. He would just hide you. So, of course, I'm hidden. I invited him onto the stream with me and Neil. He didn't want any part of it. He blocked me on Twitter for that one. And I went, okay, we'll keep an eye on him. We'll see how he's doing. He's getting shit over here on YouTube, but goddamn, his TikTok is starting to blow up. And I think it's the next war. It's reparations. We're going to do the white supremacists. We're already going down the goddamn road. And the fact that he's sitting there telling me that, and how I know so many people in the military or that are ex-military, that are veterans, that have fought in the trenches, they don't give a fuck. As long as you're covering them and you're covering them, they don't give a shit. They don't give a fuck what color you are. They don't give a fuck about your sexuality. All right, now, I did find out they do care if you're in a skirt. If you're running around the trenches in a skirt, they got a problem. But other than that, they don't give a shit. You are their brother. Now, this guy did nothing for years but brag about his gay friend that he protected in the military. And now his gay friend is racist. His gay friend is racist because he doesn't agree with reparations. Good job, Becca. You win $1.
Woo! Can I put the dollar at my skirt in the trenches?
No.
Oh.
God damn it.
What?
All right, guys, the game stream may be a little bit late because Johnny now has to go throw up.
Make sure you brush your teeth afterwards.
Well, come on, Bonsock. I thought you were a swallower.
No, you know what? You know what, Becca? I'm going to
He's not
throw up
maiden.
in my hands and then jerk off.
Oh, gosh damn it. Ugh.
Eat a burger afterwards. You gotta be a
Oh.
man.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm putting on top of the
sake.
bun, man. After I'm done jerking off, of course.
No. End it. End it.
All right, guys.
It's
I
rare you
dropped
can get me, but
I got you. I got you. Yes.
Holy fuck. Why am I
All right,
here?
guys. I dropped the link for the next stream. We will be over there in 2 or 3 minutes, and we'll be playing Dead by Daylight. Becca, you need the link here. Let me drop that shit because I know I'll forget. I'll drop this shit backstage. Would you do me a favor and hit up Functional while I go pee?
Yes, I can do that.
Okay.
Make sure you
Sorry,
hit
Functional.
enter backstage. Sorry. There it is. Okay.
All right, guys, we are fucking out of here. All right, I have to leave. I have to leave y'all with Shiho. This is what he sent me in my DMs.
No.
Oh my God! Look at all that shit.
And with that, guys, we're getting the fuck out of here.
Can we just take a moment to realize the art right here? It looks like a woman turning to the side with double caked ass around the back.
Yeah, but there's no mayo between that.
That's why I got to put it between the couch and put your own mayo on it.
With that, guys, we're getting the fuck out of here. Good night. We love you all.